Hello, hello. Welcome to High Road. You can see us, you can hear us. It is. My neighbors start being loud just this moment. I presume you can't hear them. Carry on. Hello, and welcome to High Road, a truce at dinner. On our last time on this lovely adventure, our party witnessed an attempted assassination via explosive and weird magical horn dagger at a major bridge in the grand city of Mirko. They intervened and saved the life of an arbiter, an important high-level investigator within the Empire. Now, they are still awaiting transit onto the rest of the city, and they have been given a variety of options to proceed. Before them are the Grand Library, the palace itself, where they have been invited for the very dinner the name forespeaks, and there's a whole rest of the city to explore. So, without further ado, I would say it is time for a truce at dinner. Like mukbang. So, you find yourselves, you're in that post-combat days. Most of the onlookers have pulled back quite a ways, and you are towards the center of Gate Court, where there has been a serious lockdown of the whole scenario, and everybody's been tested by Black Iron, testing various weapons to you to check whether or not you sizzle as a Fey might.
Shit. Shit. Oh.
So, look around and see one another. Find yourselves surrounded by the tall courtyards, heraldry, and towers of Gate Court. The path before you barred. What do you do?
Well, I did want to go to the library, but I think it's as safe as you just went to the fucking castle.
I mean, they said we can still go to the library, just go to the west gate.
You were also offered transit via boat if you want to cross nearby.
Lonnie's vetoes.
Yeah? What does Lonnie say when someone's like, oh, you could take this boat we have. It's all nice and rocks pleasantly across the water.
She'll just immediately say, yeah, no, thank you. I think a walk will be nice after all that.
Well, that would take you through the garden, he says with a bit of a pensive look, but he looks at you and says, I'm sure that'll be fine.
Why
you say it like it's a bad thing?
Oh, well, I have nothing against the serfs. Not the serfs, of course. We haven't had serfs in hundreds of years. The peasants.
Wait a second. That's even better.
The peasants who live in.
You like waving that giant red flag?
Yes, the peasants who live in a district which was once called the Garden of Serfs, or the Gardens of Serfs, but is now more called the Garden, if you will. It's where the gate is because their gate is the quickest way to access the fields. You would note, between a smaller river and a larger river, banded in, you did see a vast agricultural tract of land. Someone's got to work it.
Well, we, unlike some, don't care for class divide, so
certainly.
The garden will be fine.
It's more to say that, in my experience, we find more fluid divides of blood from one's body occur in the garden. But, again, I think you... I don't think anyone's going to try and cause any trouble. And if they do, don't forget to show them that invitation. There's the good Viceroy's seal upon it. None would dare to molest you in your travels. I will throw out whatever Ritter it is who's saying this to you, so that you can see whoever just said that. Yeah. None would dare to molest you in your travels, knowing that you go to our fair city and tread its between its walls as guests of our fair viceroy.
Lonnie is just thinking about how an arbiter, which I presume is under the employ of the viceroy, just got attacked in broad daylight. So yeah, Lonnie is sure that us being guests totally makes us immune to any and all dangers like that arbiter.
Yeah. Dramatic aside, actually, yeah, no, Lonnie has memories of the adventure with the Arbiters. You know that they are direct Imperial level officials. They don't answer to any local viceroy or anything like that.
Okay, so viceroy just intervened because it was a conflict. Not necessarily.
Yeah, I mean they don't work for the viceroy. That's to be sure. Whether
Okay.
why the viceroy chose to intervene in the assassination, you don't necessarily know.
Okay.
I was gonna say that makes sense. Lonnie's doesn't really hang out. She was more about nature. She doesn't really know. So I'm like, oh wait, the dream.
Yeah,
The
I
one
guess
shot that happened like 2 years ago.
yeah, I guess we'll just walk there, I guess.
Certainly. Well, perhaps we could furnish you with an escort, if you would so like. We are, of course, at your humble service as guests of the viceroy.
I kind of nudge at Tento. Do you have any connections here?
What the fuck? Did you really just ask me that in front of
10 feet from the Ritter, who's like, oh, yes, perhaps you have some...
the guy who just nudged us and
associate."
asked if he wanted to escort? Did you really just ask me that?
Yeah. Do you have friends here that you can talk to?
No, Cavancho, I do not.
I thought you had friends everywhere.
I do, but there are some friends not well received.
Well, I wasn't talking about those kind of friends.
No, especially those are the kind of friends I have.
Oh, damn.
No, please don't ask
So
me
yeah,
that in front of law enforcement, alright?
I think or I don't know. I don't want to speak for everyone, but I think we should take an escort.
Sure. Why not? The more bodies there are, the less likely we'll get assaulted.
Lonnie eyes Cabancho and sight to see if this is him trying to push off the conversation. Out of character, I doubt it. I don't think he's exactly trying to do that, but
I mean,
that's how Lonnie reads the situation right now.
you know Cabancho well enough. He was subtly asking if Tento has nefarious friends that would recognize
Oh
him.
no,
If he walks down the
Lonnie
street.
thinks that you're asking for an escort to delay the conversation about, I don't know, someone summoning a sword that we thought you couldn't summon anymore.
Oh no.
All right.
You just drop that topic and assume it does not exist right now.
I leave you to converse among yourselves, of course, but summon me and I will at once provision you with assistance, if you so desire. And he moves over, and there is some more directing to do as they're closing some side gates and opening others, and just continually, there are now hundreds of people, hey, Hungriest Clone, pouring out into the Gate Court District, and people are yelling and waving, and yeah, this whole place is fairly locked down.
Lonnie is just kind of eyeing Cabancho suspiciously.
Can't really hear you.
Oh, Lonnie's just eyeing Cabancho a little suspiciously.
You okay there, Alan? You got something in your eye?
Do we have the 5 feet of isolation now?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of fucked off a bit, so you more or less have the 5 feet of isolation, yes.
So, Cabancho. Or is it Cabancho Akechi?
Well, I can see this conversation's gonna go well.
Are you going to explain?
I don't know what or how to explain it. I also don't think we should do this out here.
Tento's just gonna start walking towards the library, or towards where we should be going to get to the library.
I'm gonna assume Tento knows where he's going and follow.
I mean, he directed us, so.
Well, what they've told you is across the bridge to the right.
Cross the bridge to the right.
They meant the bridge that's now closed due to the bombing.
I thought he was talking about going through the Garden of Serfs.
No,
Or the
that
garden.
bridge, take a right, just gets you back into the city. He was talking about the gate right in front of you.
It's like giving directions, but then like not kind of subverting the fact that there's traffic and that, so it may not be the optimal path kind of thing.
I mean, you might figure it out, but yeah, if you can find that gate on the far side, you know where to go.
Yeah, relative to where we are, the shortest path would be across the bridge and to the right, but that path is blocked.
Okay, I guess I'll go. I guess we'll just
We just head west through the garden of that place.
As you guys start walking, the machine of no name will follow Lonnie, and Zion just stands there.
Oh.
Oh.
Zion?
Oh.
And then it starts following, but slowly.
You okay there, buddy?
Do you need repairs or something? Lonnie's trying to remember how much damage Zion took.
Can't really hear you. You're like kind of.
Okay, let me double check. I have my
distant.
mics. Let me just double check my mic settings. All right, but Lonnie's just like, do you need repairs or something? And she's trying to remember how much damage you took in that last combat.
0.
Untouched.
It doesn't answer. It's like absent-mindedly walking.
Everyone's so weird today.
What do you mean?
As you wander, you find yourself slowly entering Silver Street. There are the distant tink tink tinks of work, and there is a general lively sense to the place. And yeah, you guys see, smiths and the like, all plying their trade as you waltz down the street. You're not really going mostly down Silver Street, though, as you quickly see a turnoff to what can only be described as sort of a more packed tenement further beyond Silver Street, and you can see that the people there, the commoners of this area, right? Even like a lot of them are wearing these fancy like elf fashion fits, right? But increasingly, you just see very regular like peasants in more regular peasant garb.
So is this town just predominantly elves, or just the ruling?
So they're wearing elvish fashion. They're not elves.
Okay.
Most of them are humans. You've seen more elves than usual, particularly among the guards and people who like. There's a bit of a knifing to their ear. Their eye color is a little more outside what you would expect. Maybe there's some percentage elf, but you know.
So upper class is probably elves. And
then
is probably half elf.
You've mostly seen guards either way who are elf.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually gone to get into like the rich area.
But important note, you have seen the low-level nobles of the city because a lot of them were living around Gate Court and they had their family mons and crests all over. They looked like a mix of, they looked like a regular Albardian mix of species. Maybe a few more elves than you normally expect. But yeah, mostly human.
Okay.
Yod dwarf and such. But yeah, the Garden of Serfs await. Silver Street clearly has a wide variety of people who are, selling jewelry and other services. And you do see a man with gold glowing eyes and almost stone gray skin, gold earrings out on the street saying, "Now listen, I said it was going to be a holy flask. I didn't say it was going to be a holy water flask," as someone gesticulates angrily at what appears to be like a cylinder full of holes. He's like, I'm not telling you what to load it with. I'm just mentioning, the mechanism happens to be acid resistant, if you happen to be into that thing. I thought we were having a euphemistic conversation, alright? Don't shoot the messenger. I can sell you some acid. I'll give you a discount. The customer throws up his hands and says, enough with you. And, barrels off. But Walks with Saints holds out his hand and says, no, wait. Oh! And then he sees the party. And Zion, you're still walking slowly and wandering, right? Like meander.
Mm-hmm.
Walks with Saints takes one look at you and says, whoa, what do we have here? What do we have here? Are you, an X52Z, perhaps? Or, no, you'd have the fire gauntlets. No, forgive me, I know this is very rude, but may I ask your designation?
Zion
Sorry, who are
kinda
you?
keeps walking.
I don't think it mentions its name. I think it just keeps walking.
Walks with Saints says, excuse me, is this Warforged with you?
Yes.
Oh, wow, I never thought I'd meet one in the metal. Are you, He looks over all of you, thinks for 2 seconds, and says, you wouldn't happen to be, the adventurous sort, would you?
Look, we don't have time for you. What do you want?
Like, no, don't let me slow you down, but, hey, if you're looking for anything
Zion's
to
kind of slowly
me,
walking into
yeah.
a wall.
Zion.
Or, hey, you think your buddy needs the eye disc calibrated? It doesn't look like it's walking down the street. You know what I'm saying? That's
Zion?
bunk.
Zion?
Lonnie is just gonna try to cast mending on it because
Zion?
he does not know what else to do.
Zion? 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 Zion, you okay? Zion? Zion? Does it keep walking into the wall?
Yeah. And then it slowly turns its head.
You there, buddy? You here with us?
Yeah.
Get all the blood
Yeah.
out, right?
I don't think that's what's doing it.
I just can't think of what else.
Zion, how many fingers am I holding? Tento
Zion
holds
has
up.
gone through a traumatic experience.
What? I didn't think it didn't look like it got hit too much during the fight, though.
I don't think. I don't.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
You don't pat your head and cast another cure wounds.
Aw. Strange. It didn't react this way when you died.
Zion wasn't there.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
He was in the
was.
watchtower. One man armying down
No,
the fucking
he
gate.
Zion
It-
shit smashed the fucking corpse.
Yeah, that's after I died.
Okay.
Yeah, but Zion still witnessed it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, what are you talking? What do you think Zion doesn't know?
People are only
Huh?
allowed to care when they're physically
Yeah.
there.
I don't know how Zion
Apparently.
works.
Walks with Saints has already begun to walk away, and you don't know whether or not Walks with Saints overhears the bit about dying. But as he's walking away, he does turn on a dime to say, by the way, I'm a street alchemist. Potions, tinctures, strange metallurgies, enchantments, got weird material, hit me up.
Did you just have a complaining customer?
Oh, no. See, they didn't appreciate technology the way that I'm sure you do. Notwithstanding, clearly you're engaged in some diagnostics here. I won't bother you any further with your...
Wait, did you say your name is Walk with Saints?
Yeah, Walks with Saints. My name.
Is in your middle name? Oh, it says what? Sorry, it says Walk with Saints.
Yeah, he's like,
Sorry. No,
Are
that's
you
my bad.
okay?
he's like, oh,
Have
what-
you
No,
gone
I
through
am.
traumatic
I misunderstood his
experience?
name. I was like, oh.
he coughs a little, slicks back his hair that is the same stone gray as the rest of his body, gives a winning wink with his golden glowing eyes and say, "First time meeting Tieflin, huh? Or maybe one with a name like mine. Well, let's just say my mom really wanted to encourage me to live the good life. And what can I say? I make a bit of money. Sometimes I hit canals and South Wall, and I do live the good life. But I don't know if I run into too many saints. You never know, though. You never know.
I mean, I guess Treadfar.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess Treadfar. Yeah, the name sounds similar. Just
Yeah.
Lonnie's just thinking, how do you say less dumb without being offensive?
Well,
Treadfar's name wasn't a sentence.
do you just sell on the street? Do you have like a
No.
a shop?
He
I
said
have
a
my
storefront.
forge right there, as you can see. You know, I got the bellows and everything set up. You can see that there is a shop, glass window, brass paneling, and sort of in the display, he's got a nice set of armor set up. It looks like it might be plate armor with some cogs and such inside of it. But beyond, you see blue swords and various glass vials, tubes full of something, maybe potions. And he's got a large forging apparatus that seems augmented by a fairly sophisticated bellows system. It glows the deep heat. Like, yeah, so this is my store. I can whip you up whatever you want. And you say you know Treadfall? You know, I heard of them. I never met them in person, but I hear they're really big in the scholarly community. I know that they used to hit up the library all the time.
You
Oh,
But you know, different
that's-
circles, north side, south side. You know how it is.
you know your way around what did you call Zion?
Well, yeah, you know, well, I mean, I guess most people don't actually. It's pretty old history. I don't think they make warforges anymore.
Do I mean, do you know what might be what might be going on with it?
He steps over and he looks at Zion. Zion, what's Zion doing as this conversation happens?
It's kind of just looking at Lonnie.
I think it
He
hasn't stopped patting Lonnie's head.
says,
Nope.
Lonnie's just losing a centimeter by a centimeter. No, I'm gonna be shorter than Tento at this point.
Good.
he says, now, not to be rude, but your friend, does it take suggestions very well? Would you say it's more of a free thinking kind fella?
I mean, Zion does indeed have its own free will.
And
It takes suggestions.
Zion,
quite
that's
literally.
interesting. You ever seen another name for your buddy? Like maybe one with numbers in it?
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant. Oh, I see. Zion, very clever. Hold on. Well, I guess rubs his chin and says, I'm sorry, I don't know the particulars, Barbara, she's more of a myth, legend, I suppose you could say.
Oh, we had heard that name before, right?
Oops. What's the name again?
Rovara. Oh my god. Someone just invited me to play Apex Legends. I don't think so, buddy. I don't even have that game. What are you talking about? Get out of here. Where are we dropping, boys? Asks Walks with Saints.
What? Are you? What?
I think you've heard the name before. Walks with Saints, strokes his chin, he says, I couldn't tell you too much, but, sounds like a pretty high number. Well, anyway,
Bigger the number, the better.
the later on in the sequence, I know some of them are more self-directing than others, but I can't say that I'm familiar with that designation number. I happened upon someone who was selling a certain stack of plates that had some designs on them I found very intriguing. They're actually the basis for my special piece in the window.
I'm sorry, but could we maybe get to the point? I'm really worried about our friend over here.
Like, oh, sure. Well, hmm. Uh, uh 210N Zion, was it? Hello, can you hear me? Walks, kind of tries to wave at you.
It turns and looks.
Did you take a bit of a knock to the head, maybe?
I apologize. I am 210N. You can call me Zion.
I see. Zion, can you count down from 9 to 0 for me?
Why would I need to do that?
Well, your friends seem to find your behavior a little strange, and I'm just trying to see if maybe you took the wrong knock to the head. Maybe something's turning around wrong in your brain cage.
There is nothing wrong with me.
Well, forgive
I'm
me, I didn't
just
mean to.
doing some calculations.
Oh, well. Puts up his hands and says, Zion says it's doing some calculations. I suppose it's doing some calculations. I apologize if I've spoken anything uncouth. I'll be in my shop though, and if anybody does want to come by for a checkup or an oil change, you know where to find me.
How long are you open for today or
He
next
says,
few days?
oh, probably till the sun comes down, but come by or knock on my door with something good to talk about. As long as I'm not out, I'm down to do business.
What the fuck?
And someone down the street says, Fox, do you have that potion? And he's like, oh, coming right up. He's like, hey, I gotta go make the coin. But yeah, if you Zion, if your calculations lead you anywhere unfortunate, and you do want a little help with your head cage, you know where to find me. And he runs back to his shop. There's a very expectant-looking woman in leather armor with a short sword who's like, I need that potion. He's like, yes, right inside. I boiled it down just like I said. Oh, now I'll warn you though, this thing's definitely gonna taste like salt water, the kelpy kind. So, you just find yourselves in the street, and Zion
And
is chilling.
his shop is on Silver Street.
Yeah, his shop is on Silver Street, and you see jewelers, you see fine handcrafted goods, you see some like upper class silk kimonos for sale, some other high class garments. This is like, it's not it's not like the most ridiculously wealthy you've imagined, but this is like a better craftsman street. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you've got like a nice shop that's selling something a cut above, you have it here.
Well, I'll turn to the group. Well, I did want to buy something from that tiefling, but it doesn't have to be right now. Um, do we, Zon, you sure you don't need to like sit down, have a drink of something?
Can take a break if so you don't need to walk into walls. So your
I'm sure.
calculations.
What are you thinking about?
All the scenarios.
All the what?
Scenarios.
You are, for reference, still in like the middle of Silver Street, so yeah, there are people like walking by you all the time. Some of them gawk. Most of them are more polite than that.
How far are we to the garden?
You see,
We're a few streets down.
there's like literally right off to the side. There's like a trundle of second story only building, like sky bridges over like a crowded shadowed street, and through that is like tenement and mostly like wooden, like beat up wood, cobbled stones. Like noticeably, the quality of construction gets worse, almost like on a dime through this little building tunnel. So you are, tens of feet away from being in the garden.
Lonnie's just gonna grab Zion by the hand and try to lead it to the garden. It's like, go do your shopping. We can just sit in the garden while Zion finishes whatever it's doing.
Well, do we want to go to the library and take a rest there? At least that's what Zion wanted to do last time he it said understandable words.
Yeah, the Zion seems kind of distracted right now if it's just a calculation. So maybe let Zion finish it. If and maybe
Zion, do you want to keep moving?
Yes.
Okay, we'll keep moving. These guys never asked if it what it wanted to do.
I mean, if you didn't seem like in your right mind, we would try to find something to try to help you.
Yeah, but he didn't even ask for its opinion either. Come on, let's go.
So you guys head under the awning of the building, and it opens up into a trundling network of connected leaning houses. There are some shacks in the street. A lot of it is dirt. The only there's lots of back alleys. You've been here before, Tento, briefly, and it doesn't look like it's aged a day. It's just as dirty. The one point of note is there is a fountain with some grass around it that is debatably a garden.
Touch
or a
grass.
park.
Touch grass, guys.
Yeah, you want to run up and touch the grass?
Yeah, cleanse your student day by touching grass.
Oh, is that how that works, Lee?
Yeah, well, you go to test that theory.
when was the last time
And
we?
you know, there are.
Oh yeah, we should probably do that.
A
We
whole
did a
arc?
lot in the swamp.
There's.
Yeah, we did a lot in the swamp.
You did get a little splashed up. And yeah, there are absolutely. Um. So there are some unsavory looking types kind of near the grass. They look at you as you approach.
Touch grass.
You say touch grass aloud and touch it.
Just coming up to you, and you're just minding your own business, and then he just turns to you and just says, "Touch grass."
No, I am here to touch grass. Alright,
So there's a minotaur, a hobgoblin, and two.
Wait, a
humans.
minotaur? They're like, how rare?
You only met one other minotaur. Okay, well you've met other minotaurs in your travels with the Glyake. In your travels in like the cities and the realms of the Empire, you've met one other minotaur who worked as a guard.
We've also
Didn't
met
we
like a
kill a
mutant.
minotaur?
Yeah, we met like a mutant minotaur
True.
in the tower.
True. You met,
Yeah,
So,
that's
you,
why
you,
I'm
you
like-
met a regular minotaur in the tower, and you met a mutant one in the tower.
Was it regular and then it mutated?
One
Because
of
of
the
the-
guard captains was a minotaur, and I don't think that they started out regular. They might have mutated, yeah.
So
Okay.
they're uncommon, but they're not like immediate. Like, oh my god, something's wrong.
No, I mean, as far as you can tell, they've got a big, almost looks like a butcher's cleaver extended out to the size of a sword, hanging from their hip. And you know that they and their companions are all wearing a notable mark of red somewhere on their body. And he kind of looks at you and says, "You're gonna touch my grass, are you?"
Oh shit!
Get
do you
off
own
my
this grass?
lawn.
I didn't know people own this grass, huh?
Well, you see, it's a public work. No one owns it. But me and my companions here are the custodians of this fine piece of civic infrastructure. Isn't that right? And the hobgoblin says, "Yeah, that's right. We're the custodian." Yes.
Wait, didn't you say it was just like a small fountain with some grass around it?
Yes, correct. It is a. I mean, it's not a small fountain. It's not like twice the height of a person, but there's not much grass. Like the grass is it's like a little circle of grass.
Is that what the giant cleaver sword cutting the grass?
Ha! No. It's for feeding the grass. And the woman says, "Yeah, if you want to use the grass, we're gonna need a gratuity, a grass-tuity, if you will." See.
Don't quit your day job.
Can Lonnie go look at the
scowls.
grass to see? Lonnie, go look at the grass to try to identify what kind of grass it is and what kind of
Tenta is not.
You don't
Tenta is not amused by this.
You could roll nature if you want to know even more, but I would say your default understanding is presently that
Grass
It-
is grass.
it is
Yeah, Lonnie is
common
taking the
grass
feed.
from the
Lonnie is
region.
taking feed the grass very literally.
So this grass is, luminous tiberi, a common form of wild grass found throughout the south central Albardian Empire. It is primarily a greenish hue. It turns, yellowish, whitish, grayish when it dies.
Grass
And-
lore, let's go.
It redistributes in the summers, which it is right now. So by some of them will sprout seed pods, which is why you can see between some broken pavers and amidst some mud, it's dead. There's growth, although it seems like most gets kicked up, but grass it gets everywhere, it gets in the cracks and crevices. So you can see tufts here and there. It's not very well groomed part of town. But it's kept in a fairly fine state around the circle. Fairly, it's not like cut down in the sense of mode because they don't do that, but it does look like it is orderly in a sense.
You can
not
cross
gonna-
out grass lore from your bucket list on DMing now.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
grass lore. I can do this shit all day.
Of all the things I'm gonna shake down for, I didn't think I would ever get shaken down for fucking want to touch grass.
Wait,
This is a new one.
Why would you need
It
a
is
person-
shakedown. That would imply there was criminal activity here. What do you think this is? Benton Street, South Wall. Me and
I
my
don't know.
companions, the Red Shears, are just a group of mutually concerned private citizens.
Why would you need a cleaver to feed grass, though?
Well, you see, there's one mineral grass craves above all others. And it's only found in certain red substances.
I hate to.
Tenta's just
I
gonna
hate
touch
to
the
tell
grass.
You, but I think
Tenta's just
Yeah,
gonna walk away
To
from and
clarify,
touch the.
to clarify, do you like look at him and be like, "Boop"?
Yeah, he's just gonna touch the grass and fucking walk away from this.
I'm sorry. I think your
I'm not
sources have
listening-
been.
I'm done listening to this dribble.
He's like, "Hey, oh, buddy, I don't think you understand. Boof, boof, boof. This is my grass."
Tenta's just gonna keep walking.
All right, we're gonna grab everyone here, and we're gonna go to Mercado
back.
generic, circle square, view scene. Okay, duplicate scene. Okay.
Do we get the
Lonnie's just
Pokemon
letting-
transition?
Lonnie's just letting
Yeah,
the other people know. Like, I'm really sorry. I think you've been misinformed. The grass doesn't need any particular special minerals like that. I mean, like maybe it's supposed to start lifting all.
He lets out a guttural howl and says, "Fool gnome, blood makes the grass grow." And it looks like you might be about to have a little encounter here. I wasn't expecting this.
So
really-
you remember
as soon
when
as-
we said that
a-
we were just gonna go straight somewhere?
As soon
we're
as
not
like
gonna
he
stop
starts
anything?
roaring at me, I
Yeah.
just pull out the fucking invitation to the dinner.
And he's just, "You fool," and you have it like opened with the seal and everything.
Yeah.
He's like, "You fool!" And he like steps
Wait, who
forward
let
a
him to
little more
hold on
read
to
it.
this?
He
I
cranes
thought I had it.
over.
I checked my pockets.
Oh, this has been a terrible misunderstanding. He waves like this. These are guests of the Viceroy. Well, of course, as guests of the Viceroy. We are all instructed to give you the most fine and free and fair access to the great civic wonders, such as this, the garden, in memorandum, the abolition of serfdom.
Thank you. Now we'll be on our way.
And may you have a beautiful visit to our fine and fair city.
And then he's gonna continue his path to the library. Come on, guys.
This was about to go down as the stupidest start to combat in history.
As they walk away, I'm gonna smack Tenta. I'm like, "The fuck you doing? Why are you testing people like that?"
Not testing anyone. I just want to touch the grass, man.
No, you clearly. Oh, I mean, yes, you clearly did, but you're also clearly testing that guy.
Look, you've been through a lot. All I want is touch some grass. If he's gonna just run his mouth like that, I have no patience for that at the moment. Other times I find that shit hilarious. But right now, I just want to touch grass, alright?
Instead of leaf guards. At
I
the
also
south
think that they have the
entrance.
wrong breed of grass in mind.
Yes, Lonnie, they were they were pulling your leg.
There are some peasants in line, and the guards say, heightened measures. We're going to need to see everything you have on you. Any weapons, any gear, you need to declare that. And they're like, I just have this knife. Yeah, alright, let me give me a turnaround now. I need to give you a little cheeky pat. Alright, you're good.
Cheeky
And,
pat.
and you can tell that they're
Ass.
they
This is
are,
official TSA business.
they are inspecting everyone for weapons because, and you can tell there's more guards out. You can tell some people are still getting their big old helmets on, as if though they've been called in off of Washington. One of them says, "Damn, called in on my day off," and someone else says, "Oh, and I'm a few weeks from retirement." Don't jinx
Oh
us,
no,
old
he's
man.
gonna die!
Ha, I'm lying. I'm gonna die in this job. Ha ha. They can't make me retire. And
Oh, now you're like infinitely safe.
he knows how it works. So yeah, I mean the line for you is going pretty quick, but it just they're clearly inspecting pretty closely. It comes up to you guys' turn, and they look and they say, "Oh, this might take a moment. Looks like you're perhaps well armed."
Are they talking to the person in
You're
front of
Talking
us
to
or
us,
just
I
us?
think.
I can't move that token because the server connection broke for a second.
Oh, there's the server. Although the reconnect symbol hasn't come up yet, though. There it
I'd
is.
rather not be patted down. I have a lot of stuff on me.
Yeah, do you have what? So do you just say that to them?
No,
we-
I whisper that to the crew. I'd rather be patted down because I have a lot of stuff on me, and some which might or might not be illegal.
I take the invitation off Tento and I say, we
I'll be taking it.
we have armed ourselves for our travels, but we are here on official business, and I show them the invitation.
They look and they say, "Ah, official business of the Viceroy. Just wait once, of course." And they wave you through.
Thank
You
you
just
very much.
wanted to show off the invitation this time.
No, I don't know why you just didn't show them off.
All right,
I
so
don't
you
know
come
why you're so
across-
hesitant.
So, like to your east, there is wall and there is moat and water that trundles under the bridge, and to the west you see vast tracts of agricultural usage land. To the north there is green wilderness, and you walk through a very well manicured riverside that looks like it's definitely some sort of a public park or garden space. And further out along the river, you see several platforms where people can come through the wall and sort of be out through the wall. And you guys, you have to walk a ways. You have to walk like a good 1,150 feet outside. So if there's anything that you would say or do in that time, feel free.
Why didn't we just take the boat?
Is Zion still like bumping into shit?
If there's things to bump into, yeah.
There's an occasional tree or
Can we make it
bush,
roll? Wait,
cart.
Alright,
yeah,
how
wait,
often
wait.
has Zion stepped on Lumi's toes?
I don't. Is Zion steps on Lumi? It's not stepping on her
Oh.
toes. It's stepping on her whole paw.
Alright,
Let's be honest.
Lonnie is just gonna be Zion's
Guide dog.
See, I was gonna
Don't
say
go-
that, and then I was like, no, I feel like that's kind of a okay, yeah. But yeah, Lonnie's just gonna, it's just gonna look like a child leading their parents somewhere, I guess.
Come on, Grandpa.
They're very well armored parents.
Don't go that way. No. That's a funny
Yeah,
image.
so you see the gate. The gate spreads before you. There are again heightened measures, and I presume again, Kabansha, you produce the scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say, "Very good then," and they step aside and wave you through. you enter into Greengate, and you see finely manicured gardens and parks here at the center of it all. And there's a mix here of people who seem to be, working in and around the agriculture and the beautification, and those who seem to be enjoying it. And to your north, you see what appear to be wine sinks and tap houses and some finer estates. To the south, you see wooden roofed, spiraling 3, 4, even 5-story tenement towers, where people in plain but well-made dress seem to bustle about.
Bustle about.
And beyond that, you are aware of what appears to be some sort of grand market and circle moving about.
Those are some pretty impressive buildings.
Are there any fights going on?
No.
Oh.
There's
Damn.
presently no active violence in the streets. This place looks like a lot less likely to have active violence in the streets, in fact, than the part you just came from.
Oh. That's a little boring.
I'd rather this than being ambushed.
Fair enough. Santos, yes, that's true. Which way do you think the library is?
Well,
To the southeast.
Is that truly?
I mean, we're going to. We have a rough idea of the map,
yeah, I mean, I would say
and the gatehouse was to the southeast of us.
I don't want to rob you of the experience of navigating via map in vague directions that made a lot of sense when you were in one place and far
Lee,
more
I'm just gonna
now.
say, there's a reason that Google Map exists, and it's for people like me.
Well,
I get lost all the time.
I would say you could roll survival if you want to check the veracity of Kabancho's statement.
wait, don't do that.
Like Tenta, we've been here before. I mean, we haven't explored around, but
Survival.
You're quite certain that proceeding through the circle of spring and heading out to the east here is how you're going to reach the garden, or not, the library rather.
Why did I want to be a fucking 20?
It's a good thing to know that your not 20 of the game has been put to good use.
Yeah, it just seems to check out. Yeah. Let's go.
Sure, so you move through what someone quickly says as they greet you walking by without even turning to you is, "Welcome to Servant City." And you see a lot of commoners in here, and they're wearing garb that would make sense for like the servant of a wealthy person. And you also see a group of them who are dressed all in what appear to be like animal-themed outfits, and they're kind of like, like getting dressed in a circle, and they're like, "Well, we'll need to get to work soon. Yes, the shift will be changing." And they head off to the north to somewhere. You also see a vast gold-walled building with green, swirling leaf-patterned metal roof through here. It is a vast and massive fortified structure.
Why were those people in fursuits?
They were like,
Sorry,
vaguely
animal themed.
They were
animal
like,
themed clothing.
yeah, imagine like like a maid costume, but with the ears and the tail. Like that's the level we're talking.
Lee, that doesn't help like what I'm thinking. What I'm about to
I'm
ask.
just saying, it's different. It's different. Ask.
it's a bunch of Fury accessories, not a whole suit.
Yeah.
I get that, but like,
Yeah? What are you gonna ask? What does Tento ask? What does Tento think? What does Tento pray to God to wonder?
What is Tento King shame that?
Yeah!
Tento doesn't king shame. He's just gonna say, like, so, like, are they like, is this what rich people do now? They just like have their like servants dress up and like do weird things.
One of the servants nearby says, "I'll have you know I've been servants for 5 generations. And we pride ourselves in our ability to do weird things.
All right, let's keep moving. That's
That's
some
what-
bit of information
that's what
that Kento
scares
did
Tenjo.
not need. That's the TMI. No TMI. Yeah, too much information.
Yeah.
That is something I did not
So
want to
you
know.
pass on
Thank
to the
you for
circle-
answering my question.
Yeah, the Circle of Spring. There's a vast there's a vast like obelisk like monument in the center, and there's two pools. And between this, there's a stage set up. And there are players. And they're playing at a common
Ugh.
no matter.
Tenzo's like, oh, thank God, it's not an orgy. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
The
And
fuck?
you tell immediately
What?
that it is clearly a putting on of a show from the story of the Three Rings band. Turnip, the daimyo or Kabu, is presently being brought across on a litter, which is obviously a beaten up cart that has been painted elaborately. And someone playing the role of an honorable samurai is presently explaining how they would love to save the village from bandits. However, as they swore on their uncle's grave, they must maintain the sanctity of a particular square. And that square is on a mountain. And so he cannot descend from the mountain, because if he does, one of the many vultures circling will dismantle it. And after a series of comical nonsense, it is again left to the Three Ring Band to dupe the bandits into leaving the people alone, because their corrupt lord is too afraid to come fight. The hoe wielding samurai Daikon says mirthlessly, when asked, "Are you? Is that one going to come and kill us? He's the size of 10 men." And he says simply, "I am how I have lived my life thus far." And he advances, and they run immediately. He swings it epically, and into the dirt. A player off the side throws up turnips that he is presently dislodging from the ground, and everyone laughs greatly. If you roll history, you might know more about the fuck is going on here. Otherwise, there's a play going on in the
Is he
circle.
the Animal Crossing player from Smash Brothers? Isn't that what he does? No. Sorry, that was Pierce's Peach that brings up a tournament. No one. Okay, y'all suck.
No, I know what you're talking about. I just don't know how this relates.
My last Nintendo console was
Because-
the GameCube.
Because the guy is throwing turnips at them, or they threw turnips out when he attacked.
Yeah. So anybody
Okay,
wants
yeah,
to
y'all
roll?
suck.
Anyways.
Y'all suck. I'm sorry. Go on. History. Yeah.
Yeah,
let's
if you
go.
want to roll history, you can know more about this. Or if you, I don't know, if you see a lot of plays or read a lot of stories, you probably know. You at least know of the Three Rings Band if you do either of those two things. So, do any of you fancy yourselves either theater goers or book readers?
Nah,
Are the books
particularly.
expensive?
I'm hearing a lot of crickets.
Probably.
books
Are
ain't
the
cheap
books
right now.
expensive?
I mean, the stories are all just like passed down and told, but whatever. You walk by. You arrive at the Great Library, and it is grand. It is so grand, in fact, that the soundtrack changes. As
It's
you
a great grand library.
Zion
Oh, you're not going to let me play
suddenly
both of them at once. Yeah.
looks at Lonnie and says, "Next time, don't run towards danger."
Zion?
Run into danger a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zion. Why
Let
did
me
you
go
say that?
first.
I mean, it's good advice, but unfortunately, with the stuff that we do, it's kind of inevitable.
Yeah.
We
Just let me go first.
All right, now hear me out. We're gonna make Lumi and Lonnie mecha suits.
There already is a mecha suit.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's you considered using metal if you're in it. So we're gonna make a non-metallic mecha suit.
See, this is why Zion's the one that develops the things, not you. Like, what are you saying?
I don't
Are
know.
you
There's
listening to
magical
yourself?
materials.
Are you listening to what you are saying?
I don't know how this stuff works. I just know Zion made one. We can make one without metal.
How? Why does it not need to be metal?
Because Lonnie doesn't use metal. Have you not noticed all of
What are you
her
talking
stuff?
about?
Have you not noticed that Lonnie doesn't use any metal, like ever?
I've seen Lonnie use a knife.
Yeah, a non-metal knife.
You know what? Let's just go to the library. Then listen to this.
I'll try to let you go first, Zion, but
You getting real quiet.
I don't. I don't know if I can make that promise. People needed help.
Their lives aren't more important than yours.
I don't see why mine would be more important, though. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to get into danger. But
There's an eyebrow on that one.
we do dangerous things, Zion. We have to do dangerous things to get what we want.
I understand that. But let me go first.
Lonnie just nods and she still seems a little confused, but she's not necessarily just agreeing to just agree.
Does Zion believe Lonnie's answer?
Yeah? And then it looks at everyone else. Where are we?
Oh,
We're at the library.
we're at the library.
Oh, perfect.
Zion, are you?
Zion starts walking in.
Yeah, so
Zion,
you
wait.
so you see, you guys are on the map, right?
Yeah.
You step up, and there is like a vast half of the building rectangle that is just like this 5-foot steps. You step up them, and now you see there are these two structures that have their own roofs and are separate. But it seems like the mid center of the library might give you a full view of like this plaza that is the library might give you a good view of everything. And remember to step into the step zone, otherwise you won't get the +5 foot.
Zion, are you okay now? Are you finished calculating?
Yes.
Wait, Camacho, touch Zion's heads real quick. See if it's hot.
What?
Just
Why
do it.
would it be hot?
It's I don't know. It was calculating for a while.
Tendo, you read sometimes. Anyways,
It's not.
if something like this happens again, do we need to do anything? Do we need to know anything? Can we do anything to help?
Oh,
I think the only thing we can do to help is just to make sure we don't, get in a bad situation.
I mean, I'm just worried that like we're like in a situation where like we need to like run, or we're in a dangerous situation, and this happens again. Like, is there like a emergency button or something?
I'm pretty sure this happened.
Oh, none of us. This is proof that none of us know how warforges work.
No.
Yeah.
All of us.
We just
like,
accepted Zion as it is and just
I'm-
move forward with
I'm
life.
pretty wait. Zion,
Redford
why?
vouched for it, and then that's all we needed.
Why? Why did it take so long for you to calculate this?
I was going through all the scenarios of what I could have done.
Okay. Cool. So I don't think we have to be afraid of it freezing up like that again, because it needs to complete the scenario before it can guess what could happen next. So it won't just stop in the middle of doing something to think about what else it could have done.
I mean,
'Cause it hasn't
it
completed
stopped
anything yet.
Walking normally.
Yes, but that was because it was trying to think about what it could have done differently. But if it's already in a situation where it needs to act first, it will act first rather than think about
I
how
don't know.
to
There's
act.
a foot-sized hole, a bunch all over the city at this point.
What?
I'm assuming Zion's stronger than the average wall.
okay.
Okay, but it's
I will
but
say
it's the
you could roll a wrecking ball into a building, but if it is rolling at like just a couple feet per hour or something, like it's
Yeah.
not going to do damage.
There's some dents, some paint got chipped.
yes, but it was acting like it's because of a complete scenario, not because something is happening and it's trying to guess what it could do next.
Sure. I mean, I honestly don't know. But I mean, if there's nothing much we can do, and this is, I guess, done for the time being, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So library, Zion, you wanted to come here really badly. What did you want to, I don't know, study, look at, read?
There's a lot of things I need to study.
Indeed.
Okay, what time is it?
You
by
guys
the
are
way?
arriving, like, it's approaching noon, I'd say, as you arrive. Yeah, so you
Okay.
guys come around. You do see, by the way, on the rim, there are, gargoyles looking down at you. 35 feet up and higher. 50
Are
feet
their eyes
up.
moving?
No, not right now.
Okay.
That's what you want to hear.
I mean, we did see moving gargoyles earlier today, so
Yeah, and those ones weren't moving before a certain something happened.
Just not right now.
Oh, what are you talking about right now? What crazy? Hey,
Yeah. So, Kabancho, you walk out and you see a brilliant marbled pillared fronting to this elaborate building. 2 stairs wind up to 2 different domed structures. This commoner walks by, and Kabancho, as you approach and you see through this door, you see a woman going over a scroll, looking somewhat troubled with a broom next to her. She stands at a circular stone desk with a broom nearby. She glances up furtively. Surprised, but not staring overly long. She gives you a look before returning to her scrolls. Concentrate, not concentrate.
sorry. I noticed that I had the concentration
No, that
tag
was-
still on.
That was a perfect role-play moment there. That was mechanical conversation. Tento, do you
Now, if that was on Zion, that would be ideal.
Do the people behind me, do the people back here want me to move them up, or are you guys holding back deliberately?
No, I want to move up.
All right, I'll throw you towards here.
Yeah, Lonnie's just letting Zion go first.
Yeah, we need to hold on. We need to get you onto the stairs to get you to the +5 feet zone. And yeah, so
I thought that was already on.
it's all right. You arrive, and yeah, you get the feeling of grandeur, of state, of power, of authority, of knowledge. Books abound. There's a grand semicircle before you of more books, and clearly the upper levels are even more densely packed. As the group approaches, the librarian says, "Hello, I take it you're here to look over the books and scrolls of our fine library."
Yes.
I look back at my friends like, yeah.
Well, unfortunately, you do come to us at a somewhat troubled time. She looks
What's
around.
wrong?
She says, "There's been a bit of..." and as this happens, you hear a gust of wind and some books, like, clatter to the ground on the second level. Just, not again. I'm terribly sorry, but we've been beset by some sort of misfortune.
No windy today, ain't it?
Yes, well, this dust isn't blowing itself around, or rather, the dust is blowing itself around, and that's the problem.
The dust is moving, or is something moving the dust?
I believe that the source of the issue is a spirit of some sort. But I'm still looking into it. We've put out a notice, but the last time Huntress Hamari sent someone over, a javelin wound up clipping a few pages of a priceless tome. So, well, I've been looking for out-of-the-temple help, to be honest. You actually look like a strapping pair of adventurers yourself. You wouldn't happen to be in the spirit quieting business, would you?
Okay, a javelin?
Look,
Was a
Lonnie.
javelin? Was a
There.
javelin at least magical?
Lonnie is just...
The librarian says, "Oh, you know paladins and their smites, and monks and their ability to channel their ki, and clerics and the divine word of Cantos, and whatever the guy who could do the things with water was. Anyway,
Wait.
that's not important
out
right
of-
now.
Out of character. Is that a water
I say
character
just
happens to
reference
be
like
in the
other
shape of a bird?
characters.
I mean, who knows?
Just reference her other
You
characters.
wanna ask if she's talking about an owl? But she does. She looks at all of you and she says, "Well, I mean, if you're interested, of course, you're free to pursue knowledge, but the second level in particular just has been having some issues." She waves. "But I can tell you that there's no problems out on the in these scroll pavilions if you're looking for anything there."
Lonnie starts casting the Conjure Woodland Beings. Remember how many elves are in here, and just
What the fuck are
she's
you
gonna she's gonna just try to go she'll try to do it discreetly.
All right. Well, you're presently in like the main pavilion grand
Yeah,
entry
she-
chamber by which
she'll
every
just-
fucking
Do
person
it
at the library
discreetly,
has the
Lonnie.
best
She'll
chance of seeing you.
She'll just go up the stairs, I guess.
All right,
Yeah.
so you head up the stairs with your buddy, the Machine of No Name.
Well, I
And-
think
Gonna
our
walk
gnome friend is
upstairs.
gonna go check it out, maybe?
So yeah, you see there are some
Can you put Zion up too?
yes.
Oh, okay, these are all gargoyles. Cool. Okay, I was like, are these? Yeah, and Lonnie's just gonna conjure woodland beings, I guess.
Yeah, you do note as you come up here, there does seem to be a commoner kind of like around one of the bookcases, but they're pretty distracted with the scroll. There's mostly scroll cases actually. Yeah.
Those are the sorts of serious eyebrows. Are you sure you should be doing that here?
So Tento, you okay? So to establish positionality at the moment, Tento
Oh yeah.
and Kabancho are still in
Oh.
the
Yeah.
lobby, but Zion took her off after Lonnie the moment it saw her going up. You two could do the same, or you could chill and talk to the librarian, or do anything else. Up to you.
I mean, Cabancho's still talking to the librarian. Tento
Alright.
just whispering to
Tento.
himself.
Tento's gonna follow.
All right. So, oh, by the way, I'm Geisweiss. A pleasure to meet you. And you are?
My name is Cabancho. I wanted to ask, do you have any idea what caused spirits to be moving around books?
I
When
don't
did it
know. I've
start?
been trying to look into spirits related to literature, but I'm not coming up with anything that matches our symptoms. Maybe I'm overlooking something.
Maybe it's not spirits, but when did it start?
Oh, well, it's a strange apparition of some sort. And it started maybe a week ago. Meanwhile, you guys are up in the pavilion, and there's like scroll cases all around, very like stacked up to the ceiling. And there's a symbol, a circular symbol, in the center of the room that has an arrow on it of a sort. And Lonnie, you bring forth, I presume, a swarm of pixies.
Yeah. And she'll just like try to use her body and Lumi's body to body block them.
What the
Or like,
Ronnie,
like-
what are you doing?
They appear, they twinkle, they're floating, you know. You are like on an open public kind of space.
Yeah.
So, you know, but you are 20 feet up, so people on the street might not see you, although there are, you know, second and third and fourth story buildings to the north of you. But the pixies quickly go invisible and they're like, oh wow, we're in a crowded place, and you're trying to hide us? What we got going on here, boss?
So it just seems like there's a lot of elves around here, and there was like a recent thing. They're like very
And
like
you
cautious
thought it was a
around
good idea to
Oh.
summon fucking.
things, but
Don't
I
worry, we're profane. You know what I'm saying? And one of them with some jewelry on says, and profane accessories.
yeah, I just don't know how they'll react to you. But this is a rather big place, and I don't want to do this by myself. But if you
What are you doing?
there might be a spirit around here, so if you could just like fly around and just try to be discreet and just detect good and evil. Which also note I'm pretty sure they can't be invisible and cast detect good and evil, so
And
they will be visible for this.
what categories does Detect Good and Evil include? One more time.
I'll post it.
Okay. So, you just right there, like, all right, boss, we'll canvas the place. And pixies fly off with little gold and silver trails just appearing behind them as they become invisible and go to do their job. Zion, you would come up here. You assess the center. What's Zion's first action? What are you doing? What are you saying? What are you maneuvering?
Is there any books being thrown around or anything?
No, she did mention that these two places, the two outer upper pavilions, hadn't had any issues.
Alright. Zion will go to the place with issues.
Alright, so Zion comes back, and Geisweiss says, well, Cabancho, it's a pleasure to meet you. But yes, as I was saying,
Where's the issue?
well, on the second floor, generally. I'm trying to look into answers to this problem, but it's been pretty difficult. So, she scratches her head. Yes, we
Zion
really
walks
appreciate it.
upstairs.
Zion, you walk through an archway and then around one of these two wrapping stairs, and you arrive and you see many vast bookcases sprawling out to your south, pillars and books all in a semicircle around this lower zone, and I need to do the thing where I set always visible? No, sorry, it's fine. It's reading. No, it's not. A moment. Go even low. And now, yeah. Bancho can kind of see the fact that there are pillars up here. Anyway. So, Zion. Yeah, you find yourself, there are many books and stacks all around. And the disturbance of books that you heard last came from over here.
Alright, Zion's gonna walk over there. Just gonna look around while it's walking. See if there's any other disturbances.
Zion solved the mystery?
Alright, yeah, go me investigate.
So, Lonnie, are you just gonna sit here and wait for the pixies, or God damn,
God damn!
God damn?
Yeah, so the pixies, unbeknownst to Zion, are flying around visibly, but Inspector Zion whips out the bubble pipe and the little floppy hat, and notes that there seems to be a tear of books that's around. Could be areas that there's less stuff on some of the walls, and Zion begins to make its way here-ish. When Zion, there is a change in the background music.
Oh, we love those.
Yeah. Wind and dust kicks up to your north, Zion. And there's a bluster immediately.
Wait, do we all hear? Do we hear that?
Cabancho and Tento are Tento, where are you?
I'm next to Lonnie.
Okay, Cabancho is close enough to hear it.
Well, real quick, I wanted to ask the librarian where, if they have any like books on Anorak or Anorak culture.
Like, oh, of course. If you're looking
But then
for,
I would go follow up to Zion.
If you're looking for the classics, you'll have to go over there in the outer pavilion. But yes, if you want books on Anorak culture, you'd want to go to the 4th floor, west side, 2nd row, top shelf.
Thank you.
Zion
I'm gonna go check that out.
immediately cast magic missiles.
All right, and question: do you have psychic communication with your pixies, Lonnie?
Nope.
What?
so-
Really?
I'm pretty sure not. I'll double check, but my
Pix. Yeah, I mean, I would assume not unless it said so. Pixies.
yeah,
only
because
fly
they
at-
only evade verbal commands.
So they only fly at 30 feet, huh? So a dash. Okay, so Cabancho, yeah, you don't get that far quite. But
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. You get here. You
Where
get
is
here,
Zion?
Magic missile flies out. Roll me your
Just so I
damage,
know.
Zion. Six, 7, 8. All right. You thud into this entity, this swirling dust devil of sorts, and at this juncture, it is combat time.
You know, Zion's holding back. You're just told that there's javelins being thrown everywhere, damaging books. You know.
Hey, I used magic missile. It didn't hit anything.
Yeah, that's what he means. Zion's holding back.
Yeah. Oh, holding back. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Pixies, let's go.
What did
So,
Like,
the librarians fighting too? Holy shit! Tento's not on there. At least I didn't see it.
Librarian.
Yeah, we're
Librarian's not
completely
fighting.
unaware of
I
this
see.
happening because it's apparently quiet shit. It's pretty quiet.
Isn't
well,
that the
actually,
librarian's
hold on.
name?
You're on the same Z level.
Oh,
you,
whoops.
I say Tento's keen ears do hear like a bluster, and then you can actually see. Hold on, let me see if you can.
I
Yeah,
can't
Tento.
see Zion. I can
Yeah,
see
yeah,
I see
Kabancho.
yeah, you guys
Cabancho.
see Cabancho like after Tento hears like a bluster in the distance. You see Cabancho running up these stairs, and actually, as I draw the line, Tento actually has eyes on this strange apparition of
Oh,
dust.
oh, insta that.
Yes, a German word.
Oh, that's why I can't pronounce. Jesus, I'm going last.
I'm gonna guess the pixies have more
What the hell
Oh,
are you
no, wait.
talking
Oh
about?
wait, no, you're going last. You
What are you
dick.
talking
The
about?
pixies have 20 dexterity. So I would guess they go before Lonnie.
Before even having the pixies act on my turn,
Oh right, I had them on because I was gonna see how long it took them to get there. But yeah. So
yeah.
all right. But then things changed when I realized that that's how the map works, and we saw the line. Okay. The Einsamstaub.
Although I also can't actually issue any commands to them, so they're kind of acting on their own for now.
All right. They unleash their ability, Devilish Dust. Just imagine there's like a JoJo's imagery of someone like posing semi-philosophically, sidelong, lots of muscles here.
Thank you, Lee. We need that. It adds a lot to the combat JoJo poses.
And
Oh,
Devilish Dust should in fact have a what the fuck? Oh, I have to hit that button. Oops.
Devilish Dust does sound like a JoJo reference, though.
All right. Now Devilish Dust. Make that save, Zion. All right. Zion. You are not prone as the dust wheels around you. Take 9 bludgeoning, and then Nicked by Nax triggers twice.
What the fuck?
A D2?
I love how it spins. What happens if I try and make it roll a D3?
It's a triangle, is it not? Oh, no, it's
oh,
a three
they,
side.
they
No,
read it.
It's
Oh.
a six-sided
Yeah.
die that just only has 1, 2, and 3 on it.
I love they have a 1d2. Anyway, what if I'm not going to keep doing strange things with the dice, even though I want to?
Yeah, D3s are generally D6s divided by 2.
Mhm.
Einsamstaub.
Roll a D1.
Just throw a chip on the table.
So books are, I'm gonna say, you know, moderate or small. They're not that heavy. But make me 2 dexterity saves at disadvantage, Zion, because you are prone.
Does this target me?
One of them does. One of them you just happen to be in the area. The other one, you are targeted. Yes.
Okay. Because with Shield Master, I get to add the AC bonus from my shield to any dex saves.
Oh, right, that's the other reason why I want
Armor
Shield
effect
Master,
that
so-
targets only you. I'm gonna say, yeah, the second one this applies for. The first one it doesn't.
Okay. So I'm gonna be making
Pages and
2.
books fall around. Yeah. First disadvantage, second also disadvantage, but you add the number. All right.
Mhm. Oh shit.
Dang,
You
that
take
was
an
almost
additional.
a double 20.
You take overall for this turn's action, just books thud into you and paper flies around. Take a total of 13 bludgeoning damage. And the Einsamstaub additionally, just as like its regular movement, the 30 comes to look right at a Cabancho. All right, Zion. There has been a throw of dust devilishly all around you, and now literature and books are scattered in the wind. There's dust in your gears. What do you do?
It's gonna stand for half its movement. And then 12,
You see the Einsenstaub.
15.
Maybe he wants to could roll Arcana or Religion upon seeing the Einsenstaub to know about it.
Ooh. Wait, am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, you've seen it.
You do see it. I
I
don't.
just want to make sure. Hey, nat 20!
Well, Lonnie, you might actually have just got Lonnie. You've just gotten a view of it with where it moved.
Oh, okay. You said Arcana?
Or Religion, your choice. All right. So, but Zion, you move up next to it. It's a swirling thing of dust. You feel as if though your thunderous fists are particularly well suited to discharging it, but more traditional melee probably not.
Oh.
You punch and you hit thin air. You punch again and you hit thick air. Let's fucking go.
Thick air.
Thick? How many C's?
Thick 4. Alright, particles go everywhere. It's vulnerable. You deal 24 thunder
It
damage as you
matters.
rock its fucking world. It's bloodied, it's destabilized, it's coming apart at the seams like you're ripping down the spine of a book. A book made of dust and lies. Swirling
Dust
in
and
the
lies!
Alright, Zion.
Lies as a hide.
Action, temp HP.
Boom. You thud your fists and blue light emerges from within. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright, Lonnie, it's your turn.
Where are my pixies? Are they just like scattered throughout?
Yeah, so they are scanning all over the library. Right now, do you have a special way to see them if they're invisible?
They can't be invisible if they're concentrating on detect good and evil, though.
True. But let's imagine that they find something, drop the spell, and then return to being invisible, and then return to you because you've warned them about not being seen.
Then no.
Okay.
So
So
Lonnie
they might be
will
flying
just
right
mount
at you, but you don't
Lumi.
know.
Lonnie will mount Lumi. And 5. You can do a foundry. 35, 40. Jeez, this is so far. 20,
Come on, Foundry, you can do it. If you can't do it, someone can.
30, 40. Does it look like the librarian noticed the commotion?
Yeah, she seems to have gone to grab her broom as she says, "Everyone, stay away. There are some very qualified people taking care of this." And she looks down at you, blinks, and says, "Oh, you look like a qualified person yourself. Your friends are that way." She points at the tip of the broom.
Okay,
You cannot help but notice that her broom has a lovely red handle.
I also presume that an 8 doesn't tell me much about the thingy thing, right?
Oh, you ain't no you got an 8? Yeah, you don't. You're like,
Okay,
oh, it's wind. Zion got a 15 though, didn't he? Didn't it? Zion, with a 15, you know that this is an Einsamstaub, which is to say, in common, lonely dust. The lonely dust is an apparition that appears when a broom has been destroyed and left to rot.
And Lonnie will just ready in action for
Lele.
So Sacred Flame, when it misses, does it do any damage to the surrounding area?
Maybe like the stuff that something's standing on, but like it comes straight down, so it's not gonna like fly into a bookshelf. If there was paper under the Einsenstaub, that might be a concern, but right now there isn't.
Lonnie will just ready a Sacred Flame for a dust cloud that hopefully isn't on ground level. gets
Alright.
within range.
All right. That's
Range is-
Lonnie's turn. Tento, what do you want to do? The machine of no name hustles behind Lonnie as this happens. All right, Tento, what's your play? Darren? Yeah. Darren isn't in his
Okay.
chair. Darren, he's not there. I'm going to guess Tento rushes into action. Question mark. He
I also
he can
just
dash for 50 and then again for the 25,
Move,
right?
dash, and bonus action for 75 feet of movement.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say he gets the
And-
fucking here. Ooh.
No, if it's 75, because I just used 80.
Shit. Did I count
Wait.
wrong?
Isn't it 25 feet of movement for Tento?
Yeah, and I just did 40 twice.
Wait, so okay,
Yeah.
so he comes here. How do you joint on this program again? So
So when you're doing this, you want to left click while you're still holding control. So you can put a marker down. And then if your starting point is on a token, you press spacebar and it'll move the token along your path. And you
Time to
can
see if
right-click
it
to get rid
handles.
of it.
See how it handles stairs.
Yeah, I don't know how it
Kenta was
handles
only
it.
one
Hey, sorry
stair
about that.
behind me.
so good.
Darren,
So
is your top speed
as
75 feet?
I've drawn. Okay, wait, no, yeah. So hold
Oh,
on.
because I didn't cut corners on
Yeah.
the stairs. I
No.
went down the stairs.
No,
and
no.
then-
Actually, no. You're right though. He should have to come to here unless he's going to take a drop because it's 20 feet up.
Take a
You-
drop
you-
and you
you-
climb up?
You could drop. You could drop slightly, but I would
What?
say no. So with only
75 is his max, but
yeah,
Kento's
with,
here
with,
now.
with only a drop of 5 feet. Yeah, actually, this is all academic. Take your turn, Darren. We're trying to figure out how far you ran because I didn't know what else you were going to do.
Okay,
it's your
'cause-
turn.
So
I also may have done the calculations wrong because I was manually moving. Am I allowed to just move around where Darren is? Because we should be able to get to this spot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've rubber banded Tanto back, but absolutely, I can like you were like here. I can just try and do it.
real quick. I'm on the second floor, right? Am I on the second floor or the fourth
You
floor?
are 20 feet up. If you look at your
Second
token, it'll
I'm
show you how many
20
feet.
floor up?
It'll
Okay.
show you how far you up. Show you how far you up. And,
How far you up?
And as you may have noticed, yeah, you need to go back down. People who are at 5 feet up are in this lobby here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at 20 feet. They're at 5 feet, and across from you, Gate Kabancha is also at 20 feet. So
Can I swing across?
through one of these open windows.
Yeah.
Sure. By what means? Do you have like a grappling hook, or
Man, remember those
do you
days?
still have your grappling hook gun? Did that die forever ago and never get fixed?
When did it ever
You still have your
break?
grappling hook.
I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Shoulder one
Yeah.
broke.
As I was saying, I don't think I ever broke it.
The shoulder
You
one did.
stopped using it at some point, though, for sure.
Well, I mean, there's no good. When was the situation needed for it? I was never ever
There's
falling
always
as
a
much.
situation with a grappling hook, Darren.
I was never ever falling as much. But yeah, is there like something I could like grappling up upwards and like swing in?
Yeah, so there are many beautiful stone facings, brilliantly carved along the semicircular front of the library,
Oh,
and there is a
perfect.
big window right here.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, give me an acrobatics, I would say, for that.
Oh, there was an 18. No.
So here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
This is what happens when you're out of practice.
You run up. You do actually get the grappling hook there. You're like, yes. You go. You go for the run, right? And you realize you have misjudged how much height you get as you slam hard into the wall with a body impact. Maybe a strength save.
This is why you need
Okay.
to keep practicing your skills, or you
Between the
get out of
wall
practice.
impact and the ensuing fall as you lose your grasp, You suffer
Dang it,
12
isn't
bludgeoning
fucking 10
damage
the
as
average?
you plummet prone down to the ground.
The-
It is
real
average, but the average
question-
person cannot use a grappling hook.
Yeah, the average
So
person
the-
cannot grappling hook onto an edifice of a beautiful like carving and then use that to swing across like a 40-foot gap through a particular window.
So I know he took 12 points of like physical damage, but what about your like mental damage from how embarrassing that was?
No one's watching, right? You're not at the center pavilion area
Yeah, is
with a
that
lobby this
everyone
giant
watching?
library.
How up is this wall again? Fuck, I'll just climb
Which
the
one?
wall.
So
The-
you are
the wall just
you are
makes me-
now down at the end. You are at a door. You are now at an entry door. You climb the wall if you want. It'll get you to the window. But
Yeah.
you might want to climb this wall instead because that's gonna get. You do what do you want to just like get back up and try climbing?
You're
this?
basically on ground floor right now. There.
Yeah. I just
well,
want
the
to
rope is there, so you can just climb that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're back up into the windowsill, as everyone's pointing, and the library turns around and says, "No, wait, is that grappling hook on something? That's stonework. It's priceless. Please." And
That's-
you're
it
stood in
won't
the
scratch it.
windowsill. Yeah, so you're stood in this windowsill, Tento. What do you want to do?
How much movement was that?
I'm gonna say it was all of your base movement, but you could dash.
Cool. Dash.
Yeah, dash if you want. Dash if you want to. You can leave your
Oh.
dash behind.
I
Well,
still don't
wait,
see anything.
wait, Tento.
Yes.
So again, you're in a windowsill. What you're seeing right here with the red floor that you were on, that you were next to, that is 10 feet down.
Oh.
That's why they were at 5
So I
feet.
told
and
you, you're
15.
on the ground.
That's why I
floor.
tried to be like, you sure you want to do that, buddy? Because now the only ground on this like Z level that you're presently on shouldn't be at 15, you should be at 20. Is over here, right? Like the red floor is 5 feet.
Oh,
the gray
it's because I can
floor
see the red
is-
floor.
yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I
sorry.
thought this
So-
was another part of it.
Yeah, no. So there's nothing to run across if you do that. Do you want to like redact? Maybe
Yeah,
okay,
I'll
slide
redact
back
that.
down. You see
Yeah, I'm
quickly
gonna
slide back
redact
down.
that. I didn't. I thought this was all floor because I can't tell.
This is floor. This is.
But this isn't. But this isn't the floor 20 feet up.
No, this is the floor at 5
Yeah.
feet. Yeah.
We had to. Yeah.
Okay.
If you were 20 feet up, you wouldn't see all those people anymore.
No, you do actually. I fixed it. It works right. So.
Oh, okay.
So Tento can see all those people down there. It's just the thing.
It's just
you
the
can- you can
the
also see
ground
Kabancho
floor.
over
It
here.
doesn't like
Yeah.
tell me that the ground floor isn't like something that I could walk on.
Yeah, I digress. So what do you do? Just like you just want to rush in?
Yeah.
You get to about where Lonnie? No, you don't actually because of all the waste movement. You get like to where like the machine no name is. Oh no, you dash 25 more feet. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. there.
If he just purely dashed with full movement, he would just be like he would get to around where I am because he started 5 feet ahead of me.
Yeah.
And his max speed is 75 if he
Yeah,
uses
this
a bonus action
action.
and a dash. So
Yeah.
he would be like literally.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say what you had left action counting wise. After that snafu was a single dash. So you're here.
Can bonus action?
No, this is the bonus. Like so you action do the cool.
Flung. Okay.
acrobatics, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So Kabancho turn.
I mean, Spider Cut comes out, and I
Burn
Okay.
all the
Be
books.
careful not to cut anything. It's a book.
can't see this.
Raise a snow javelin.
I don't think that helps.
Not like Lonnie can
extra
say that
speed up-
anyway.
With extra speed of first round of combat, Kabancho zooms in. He starts hacking away. Actually,
Oh, it's still the first round.
Spider in the library. crawls
hacking
real
away
quick.
at all the books.
yeah.
All right, unleash that train of attacks. You can't help but notice you have a very physical sword, and this is a very, swirling
Gonna-
dust entity.
Cast Spirit Shroud real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna start swinging the
All right,
spiders.
what's the damage type?
Necrotic.
All right, so go for it.
Oh wait, I was here. Can I spend the 40 feet and move
yeah,
here?
Yeah,
Yeah. alright.
flank.
Oh wait. Oh,
Overshot.
there we go. And I have flanking.
Attack with advantage. All right, that's a hit. Give me the damage. Okay, is there any necrotic damage associated with that?
Yes. 3
Okay,
necrotic.
what you notice is that the dust doesn't become any more dead as necrosis attempts to set in.
Is it resistance or
It
is
is
it immune?
immune. Further, you
God
note
dang.
that slashing a blade through the middle of a dust devil mostly sort of gets dust everywhere. It is resistant to slashing. You have dealt 5 damage.
Okay.
Ow.
Anything else?
Well, that was my first attack. And might as well not waste the rest of my action economy.
Hit.
Gotta keep swinging.
Gotta keep swinging, swinging,
And if he's immune, I'm
swinging.
not gonna keep rolling the other dice.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything, but you do show 6 slashing out of 12. All right.
Best way
last
to get rid
attack.
of dust, Camacho, is to burn it.
This is an 11 hit.
Nope.
Alright. So, this is the very next combat. Does anything else pop out? Or no?
Do you try to bring the blade to you?
No.
At the moment, it's still sheathed.
Or that'll be my turn as well. Move, action, bonus.
All right, the Einstein style, but let me see if it can recharge. Oh, it can recharge. All right, let's play the "Can we hit everyone" game.
To find everyone. Because if it can hit us over here, then I am concerned about this.
All right, so Cabancho and Zion, give me those strength saves.
Oh,
All right.
Boundary. There we go.
All right, so Zion remains standing and resolute, and Cabancho, much like many spider libraries where spiders are, spiders were in libraries. You get squished. You got squished by a book. You suffer 6 bludgeoning damage, and then it knocks you out. Oh my god, I knew it when we were having the Tento conversation. I saw it. I was about to call it. 10:30 break. Be back at 10:43.
Did it at least finish its turn, or
No,
is there more?
there's more. This isn't. We're not done processing this. I just we're 3 minutes over.
I just want to make sure for when we're back.
Need 3 minutes over?
Yeah, it's 10:33.
Oh, I see 10:34, but
What? No, I thought you said 30 minutes over. I was like,
oh no, sorry, I'm at like 3 or 4.
okay. I heard 30 minutes. I was like, I don't. Do we take breaks at 10? What? Since.
Alright, I'll see you guys after the break.
Jesus, it is pouring outside.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least it was earlier. Guess it moved.
Now it's just thunder.
Moved to your area.
It's pouring right now too, is it not?
Yeah, for us, it's just thunder.
I had to plug in my
Hmm.
headset to charge it midstream because it was dying, right? And I literally removed like 2 pieces of hair because I had to jam it into the side while wearing the headset. Oof. Anyway, gamers. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Are my glasses fogged now? Whatever.
Would you do go outside? What happened?
No, I was in the bathroom.
No.
I'm not gonna be able to skip this, I'm sorry. I'll be quick.
It was fucking pouring today. What is?
Better today than tomorrow.
No, it can rain tomorrow too. I don't want to hear the fucking fireworks. Someone was shooting fireworks like last night, like 2 a.m. I was like, boom! I was like, what the fuck? I just got really mad.
Well, at least the forecast is no rain tomorrow.
You know, I also looked. It's for whatever reason my little like weather thing on my computer was like poor air quality. Like it's I was like, what the fuck do you mean? It's raining. What do you mean poor air quality?
Yeah, well, it's all the particulates have blown in from the north. There they are either way, unfortunately. Alright, well, I'm back. Y'all good to go?
Darren.
Yeah. Hi, Darren, I'm back.
How bad is the air up there? Like, are you guys still getting
Noticeably,
residual shit?
palpably bad. Like,
Okay.
don't feel so
It's
good
bad, but it's
outside.
been raining, so it's kind of like coming in, clearing out, coming in, clearing out.
Yeah, there's been some relief, but it's not great. So, speaking of
Yeah.
bad air, it fucking hits
Oh.
y'all like a truck, blows through.
Oh, because it's a dust.
Unintentionally good transition.
Question mark?
Or wasn't it intentional? Lee wanted to rain. He made it rain.
Hey, and
I don't think he could
both
have
of you make a deck save. Kaban show disadvantage, and also it slides through an open hole in the bookcase and arrives here.
$15 bad. It's better than Zion.
Alright, Kabancho, you managed to get out of the way. And you only take 1 bludgeoning damage, Zion. Whereas, Zion, you take 2 bludgeoning damage. Kabancho, you take 1.
As it moves, can I?
Here's the thing. It
Stop
spreads out into, like, a wave of dust particulates all over the floor.
Hmm.
Where's Orochi when you actually need him?
Like when it blew through you last time. Yeah, so there's nothing to hit once it starts using the ability. You can punch the air. It doesn't do anything. It goes 5, 10, 15, 20, and it hovers here, and there's like, you know, a dusty flake. Zion, it is your turn. There are papers and books scattered all
Finish him.
around.
Finish him.
Oh, where it went, though.
Fatality. Oh.
You saw it fly
I point
through this
to
bookcase to an
oh,
extent.
shit. I meant to. Nope. Go back. Audrey, please. Okay. Meant to do this. I said I pointed in this direction, saying he went that way.
All right. It's 15.
Oh, I need to remove the break screen.
I can't get close enough. So. I will swap to. Shouldn't do that.
get some spells that would work, but would also kind of start destroying the library.
Almost down. You're not sure that static electricity is going to remove the Einstein
Superhero static shock. Woohoo.
20, 25, 30. I'll just dash to get right up to it.
Just
Because on this
dash.
side.
It'll be okay. Just dash.
Is it bad? I
Yeah,
just had a
record,
thought of like,
baby.
using fire probably would be good for this situation.
Yeah, probably not.
I just thought of,
I'm glad you had that thought before you did anything, but also no duh.
Right, so Lonnie, what's the play here, Lonnie?
Making my way downtown.
walking fast
Yeah, by the way, as
while
your turn
trying to dodge
starts,
some books.
one of the pixies sort of like swoops in, holding a piece of paper over herself to look like it's just like swooping across the floor. She's like,
That's adorable.
I found it. It looks like it found you too, though. What am I supposed to do now?
Um,
I'm scared.
I almost killed.
Lonnie will ask it if it can to use the see if this works. Use the text thoughts on it, and like let me know why it's just messing shit up.
Okay. Oof. I can't really get through the torrent of its dirty thoughts. You know, because it's like a dust devil. There's like, you know, dirty thoughts.
Well, yeah.
Well,
If you
Lonnie is not
see any
amused.
of the friends, I guess I'll ask them to do the same for now.
All right, boss. She kind of like crumples her paper in the corner and
5,
remains prone.
35, 40,
Yeah, talk to me about it. 35.
5, 10.
You can cut this to this, so you get extra 5 in there. Need it.
Oh, hello, thingy thing. Well, I guess I'm right here, so
Flanking.
I guess I'm just gonna whack it because it just caught me off guard. I did also cast Shillelagh with my bonus action last round. I put it in the chat. I didn't know if it was worth calling out.
Yep. Give me the swing. Give me the swang as you swing that staff fang.
Yeah, that seems about right for
Strike
Lonnie.
the foe. It looks like it would have been a palpable hit to their reserves, but as it is, you deal 3 damage because you're sort of like whacking into some dust with a stick. Lumi's claws.
I'm just gonna have her bite. Bite kind of seems less room for error to damage books. Actually, are there books around?
There's a bookshelf right here because you're on this like edge, so nearest books are here.
Okay, I don't think that we could fuck up that much claws it is.
Alright, the claws swipe clean, flashing through the center of this swirling mass. Give me that damage. She gets some dust in her snoot as she dispatches it. 5 damage remaining. It's almost down. One more hit like that and it's gone.
Jesus fucking
It's starting to
Christ.
unspool itself. What's up, Darren?
It's just the lightning. Very, very frightening.
Oh, anything else, Lonnie?
Nope. That's pretty much all of my action.
Alright, Tento.
Any bonus action I could do.
Yeah.
You get to the base of the stairs at 50. If you're a way to climb fast, you can come over here. You try and shoot.
Yeah, I guess I can see it, but it's a cloud. Yeah, sure. Let me get 35 right here and take a little climb. Oh. Oh.
Spider scout.
All right,
Spider
so you
scout.
see that there is like a trellis of stone here, and you can see that there is like a scholar like hard at work in this chamber. They kind of look up and like through the trellis is like, "Oh, what are you doing there?" But the trellis gives you a good little series of finger holes. So your second story work kicks in. Give me that acrobatics to redeem yourself. You poke up from below with a "Here's Johnny" over the lip. You're held on.
Here's
You
Tento.
have to use one hand to hold on, but you can still poke from below.
Sorry, I'm trying to think which weapon I want to use.
Definitely the dwarven discharger, right?
Yeah.
Definitely not the wasting falchion.
Hey man, I was thinking about using the wasting falchion, but like, you know what? They might get mad at me for splitting like acid around the building, so maybe not that one. Sorry, I got like.
Definitely the ice staff.
I like the way you think, Casey. You know that? I've already told you that. But I will. Sorry. I'm just gonna use this. Do I get sneak attack?
You're flanking. You would have had advantage. Would you?
Yeah, you're flanking. You have advantage to sneak.
Do you want to roll the attack roll again?
I'll roll the attack roll to see if you get the crit. You don't. You just pop us the sneak attack.
Pretty sure I kill it here.
Also, yeah, the radiant alone does the job, but you in great style like swish and sail up through the tip and cut it with light as you emerge on the platform with the Einsatzstab burst you with a as it seems to disappear in some dust and wind, batter all the way to the south and then spread out and they're gone.
Not gonna lie, I was half expecting it to explode into like a gust of wind and then knock Tinto off.
A death burst. I give everything death burst, but this is probably would have been the most appropriate one to give death burst.
I think Tinto like dabbed as he came in.
Dice-wise sees you.
Then Lonnie just face palms.
Please be mindful of the library, but yes, thank you for dispersing it for the moment, but I'm afraid that that's not going to be enough. See, the spirit, whatever it is, it's emanating from somewhere.
We need to find the broken and rotten broom.
A broken broom? Why, you have one unaccounted for, oh my goodness. You don't think it's an Einsatzstab, do you?
It
is?
is?
Wait, am I still hanging off the ledge or am I on?
I imagine that you used one hand to boost yourself and cut up through like the
Yeah,
bottom.
okay, I just want to make sure I was
So
like
you're still like,
And then front roll into dab.
yeah.
front roll into dab, boom.
And she rolls her eyes and she says, "Well,
Until why are you doing that?
Am I not supposed to?
We were most recently cleaning the southeastern section of that floor. Perhaps there's a clue there."
Is that the broom right there? Tendo points at the one at the counter.
She says, "Well, that's not broken though."
Hey Lee, I see something. Do I see it or no?
You've been wandering around. Yeah, you see there is a white shimmering barrier holding you back from entering a chamber here.
I don't suppose anyone
You approach it.
happened to learn.
Appears to be a barrier of some sort.
What is it? Detect object or whatever. No, still no. Okay, I guess we're looking for it by hand.
Zion will walk around. See if it
Uh,
finds any broken brooms.
Yeah, so Kabancha, you face a white ethereal flowing light flowing like a heady milk from the trough.
Can I see past it, or is
You
it
can
like?
see you do see past it. You see a stone chamber with stairs down. There's also, I would note, windows into the chamber.
To the window. Oh, wait.
Yeah. But I'm trying to push against it. Like nothing's budging.
It burns with a deep white light. It rebuffs you and you suffer 3 radiant damage.
Well, at least he knows something, right?
Are
Well,
they like making a commotion out of this, or?
I mean, you hear Kaban say "ow."
What's
Yeah, I'm
wrong,
gonna.
Kabancho?
Did you get a
It's
paper cut or something?
yes, it's a very a holy book place thing. Hurt me
What?
very so.
Why would a
Well, we're
holy
supposed
book?
to be
Why
looking
would a
for
holy
a
book hurt you?
broom, by the way.
There's
Yeah, I hear Zion
some of the
ask about
shelves
that.
around here are totally empty, as if they've recently been cleaned out, maybe for cleaning purposes.
Yeah, Kabanja's gonna try to climb out the window. Is it glass window or is it
No,
like
it's big, wide open stone window.
yeah,
And
climb
Zion,
around?
yeah, you see that there's a bit of a room that's been cleaned over here. So one of the shelves kind of left awkwardly.
Are any of
and-
these pages
And
interesting at all?
Kabancho, you were just like climbing out around a pillar.
Mhm.
As you're out here, you see the walls to the south. You see buildings to your east. There's like a child in a window who looks and points and says, "Spider!" And someone's like, "Not now, dear."
I scurry across the corner of the room, never to be seen again.
Spider undead. Spider undead.
Yeah, so
Whatever a spider undead does.
so you get into the room, right? There's a chamber. There's stairs down, and that's about all there seems to be in this room. And Zion, you poke around this room, and you find what appears to be broken broom.
As Zion's looking at that, I'm gonna go, "Psst. Hey Zion, I think I found something.
Be more
I
precise,
think it's over here."
it would appear to be a broken nanbuhuki with black aft metal grips and black netting over the bristles.
Uh,
There's
Where
a
did you
I
find
s-
Kiki?
seem to have found the broom. I'll go and I guess I'll
Wait, do I hear them say pick up
pick
this?
it
Like,
up.
what?
No, so you try and gather up all like the broken bits and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, you do
Can I
so.
just cast mending?
You want
on
to
the
just
broken
grab it and like
pieces?
cast mending.
Yeah.
Yeah, as it stitches itself together, there is a sound of relief, perhaps, as the spirit becomes less lonely, and in your hands, now rather than a broken broom, you hold a whole one.
Hey Zion, I think I found where the broom is. It's over here in this
Oh.
room.
No, Kabancho.
What is that? What? What's going on?
I've found and mended the broom. I'll hand the broom to Lonnie.
What the
Lonnie.
Kabacho find then?
Lonnie, O wielder of staves, naturally takes the broom.
I don't think this is very me-sized, but okay.
Yeah, it's taller than you.
Is it taller than Lonnie riding Lumi?
Well, no, it's taller than Lonnie's body.
It's still unwieldy to carry though. Lonnie's just like trying to like, hold it above her head so it doesn't drag along the
Kabancho,
ground.
do you like poke your head down the stairs, or
I mean, I kind of wait for someone to come by.
Where's
I'm not gonna go
Kabacho?
down by myself.
Kiki got a paper cut over to the east. Maybe he's around there.
Tento's just gonna look to the east, I guess. Kabacho?
yeah, you see a white glowing magical wall, and you
Hey,
see Kabancho
don't
on far
touch the
side of it.
wall. It hurts. But if you climb around, I was able to easily get past it. But
What's on the other side?
I don't know. There's stairs downstairs, but
Is
there's,
there a reason why there's this thing here?
I don't know. I just got here.
Should I
I
break
thought
it?
that that dust thing made a force field, so I assumed the broom was down here.
No, Lonnie's got the broom.
I could
Lonnie,
hear it afterwards, but so I don't know what this room is for then.
Lonnie's just gonna go back over and call over the edge, like, "Hey, is there supposed to be like a wall, like a
Does anyone check
magic
there?
wall?"
Tento's gonna proceed to get to
Uh,
the other side.
She kind of looks around and says, "Yes, that's supposed to be there. Why? You didn't try to go through it, did you?"
Okay, just making sure that like it's normal and someone's not hiding the broom there.
Tento's gonna go
Yes.
down the stairs.
And Tento, that
It is,
5 foot
it is
step of
not
isolation is very
not
hard to
it
hear
is
through.
not to be disturbed. Those working down there are not to be disturbed. See, what I'm hearing is Tento walks down, right?
Okay, and Lonnie will say this like extra loudly, like, "Well, no, well, we won't go down. Go try to get into the room then with the white wall. We won't go into it."
Now, thankfully, here's a fun part about the structure of this building, right? There is stone wall. There is like 1.5 to 2 feet thick stone wall in the way, and like
Jeez,
the
2 feet thick stone.
and like the magic of the doorway is somewhat like woo of voices. It doesn't matter that much for talking through it. But yeah, Lonnie is saying all of this from like 65 feet away through a very thick stone wall. I don't think they hear any of it.
Man, Tento,
Lonnie
5 foot step of
is.
isolation, so hard to
I
hear
will say
through.
Lonnie is trying to
Yeah,
talk
that's
to
so
this
weird.
person, so has to talk
Yeah, you
loudly
are
and then
screwed.
said the last part extra loud.
Yeah,
I can still see it not getting to them, but Lonnie
and
is thinking
Geistweiss
it.
walks up to you and like stamps her foot and says, "Ma'am, this is a library. We cannot be screaming like this. I really appreciate everything you've done. Oh, is it the broom? That's lovely. Let me come up there and help you. Yes."
Look, just we were on like a time constraint. Like,
Certainly. And where are you two friends, by the way? Meanwhile, we cut down to a lower level, deep within stone. Kibancho and Tento. This is a 20-foot tall zone. There's vast
Oh.
and cavernous and looming stone all around you, just carved and marked as if by some ancient civilization.
Hey, Tento, last time we came to a underground crypt-looking area, we got into a lot of trouble and potentially died.
Tento's like looking around. He's like, huh, this art's pretty cool. Wonder where when it's from.
I think we should ask the librarians tell us what's down here instead of us exploring. Because as I said, last time we went to an underground
Hello?
crypt-looking area,
Is
we
anyone
almost
down
died.
here?
I grabbed
And
Tento. I'm like,
so
come
you
on.
start to poke around, and someone says, "Is that ragamuffin I saw climbing up the trellis earlier? You shouldn't be down here. Well, who let you in?"
Our curiosity. Sorry, we'll go
wait,
out now.
someone down there also saw you climb up.
Yeah, there is that trellis.
Sorry, it was just
You see,
curiosity. We'll leave.
curiosity killed several things, not just cats. I will report this incident, interloper. What is your name?
Tento starts walking out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
What is going on here? Ice Wise.
Go upstairs. Upstairs.
We
Alright.
apologize. We were here
Alright.
investigating, but we came to the wrong room.
Meanwhile, guys, Wise is like, "Yeah, so where did where did Kabancho go?" And the
Oh,
halfling.
I tried to climb the stairs, but the stairs disappeared on me.
You gotta be real
Stuck down here.
to get up those
So-
stairs. You gotta be real particular about how you step.
I
Just
don't know
drop the
how I
stairs.
got up.
You have to you have to step to the 5 foot and then to the plus 20
Oh,
foot.
there he is,
Otherwise,
there
it
it
won't
is.
work.
Oh,
There you are.
okay.
Hello.
Alternatively, you
Hello.
can just set yourself to the right height with nothing above you, and you go up.
I just
Oh,
imagine like those
there-
attic stairs that you can drop down. Like
Yeah.
Tento just climbs, just pulls the stairs up, leave me behind.
Hurry, come on, out the window.
Yeah, they were just looking around to make sure there wasn't like multiple spirits. No.
I get
Or any other
specification
like
to get rid
missing
of.
brooms.
I see. This broom. It was broken when you found it, wasn't it? Did you fix it? It looks like it's been perfectly mended without any broken seams.
Lonnie just looks to Zion because Lonnie was just handed the broom.
Yes, I mended it.
I see. Well, I suppose that will save us on the Kintsugi bill. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
She nods and she says, well, as librarian, I'll begin organizing some of these scholars here to help us clean up this mess, but I greatly appreciate everything you've done. So if you ever need anything from the library, just ask. Meanwhile, yeah, so you two are like cleaning the scene of the crime and like climbing out the window,
What
right?
crime? There's no crime here, right? Come on,
Oh
Joe.
my god, I'm replacing Tier. God damn it. I am now the babysitter.
There's
Hey,
no crime here.
No, you need a mask first.
Who said anything about a crime? There's no crime. Quickly.
I didn't
come
say
on.
anything about a crime. I'm just getting rid of the evidence. Tato, go already.
I tried.
You come out and you shimmy around. It's a quick shimmy. Give me the acrobatics, Sento, because you don't have a climb speed. You do actually, don't you? No, yes. Second story work.
Technically,
does.
he
What's
does.
the second story footwork?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
It's okay, cool.
It's just a quick hump of the pillar, and you're through. Yeah, you do see, Ice Weiss's cleaning stuff over here, and she's well. I'm gonna go get some of the scholars around. But yes, thank you. And she's going down the stairs, and she's calling through the grate, and she's like, hey, actually, we have some. So she's like, I have an issue to report. There are some vagabonds running around up there. Oh, what they look like? An anorak and a halfling. They're looking very
What?
heavily
They didn't see me.
armed.
I was around the corner.
Oh, excuse me. A very well armed halfling wearing a black hood. Oh my. ... And she then proceeds to start walking back up the stairs with slightly more intent clacking. And she's like, you guys have. Would Zion and Lonnie have done anything in the intervening time?
Did she hear that report with the
Wait, did I hear that?
with the halfling?
Lonnie definitely would have. I don't think that because it has to travel 15 feet up and then around, so I don't think.
Lonnie.
Endo did.
Just me. Yeah, Lonnie's just gonna activate the bond. Is like, what did you all do?
We're investigating.
No, Clotter, you don't answer. You can't listen.
Is that how this works?
Soon you're gonna have to be talking your way out of to an angry librarian.
Not if I don't get caught.
You definitely got caught.
Not if the librarian catches me.
You definitely got caught.
He's like, so, your friend, the halfling, Kabancho, do you know where he is?
Yeah.
They were-
He and I. Go ahead.
Oh wait, oh, she sees you now? Okay.
I mean, I don't hide, so.
She's like, so,
Sorry,
yes.
Do you want to say something?
No, she looks at you expectantly when you start explaining.
Oh, sorry. Casey started speaking, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh.
her.
Oh no. Like I didn't realize that she saw you. I thought, okay, yeah. No,
But yeah, sorry about that. Tento and I were investigating. We didn't know that there was a forbidden section. You really should put a sign saying "Do not enter" or "Forbidden access" or something.
Lonnie
It's like a
just
giant
facepalms
barrier.
behind the librarian.
What? You asked us to investigate about this mysterious dust cloud.
Lonnie
You
is
thought
also
something
just
was
gonna-
going on here.
Lonnie's is also gonna say to the bond, like, I also said we're not gonna go into the room. Did you
What do
not
you
hear
mean?
that?
What?
No.
No.
Wait, Lonnie, were you screaming in a library? Do you what? Why?
Ice
would you
Weiss sort of
scream?
pushes at her nose.
I
and
think
she's
they're
like,
gonna forget about screaming in the library once they find out that you guys were apparently in a restricted session.
Listen.
We didn't know.
Listen, I understand that you're foreigners. Normally, this isn't the sort of infraction we turn the other eye about, but you did just help get rid of a troublesome yokai and put it to rest. So, she says, taking the broom very thoroughly, I'll go explain that you were acting to help me, and you won't find your way back down there again, right?
No, now that we know it's a forbidden section, we were not going to go back down
Wonderful. I would have given you that explanation if I had realized you were unaware. Forgive me, I'm not used to out of towners who are quite so adventurous as to find a way around the magic barrier.
Well, you did ask us about spirits and mysterious dust devils, so my apologies.
I see. Well, I'll get to cleaning this up with some of fellows, and some of the scholars around have come, and the scholars and scribes are like, oh no, not this treatise. It's been all sorts of mucked up, and they like walk by Tento because Tento's real sneaky, so he doesn't get seen by him, and they start cleaning up. And yeah, so Geistweiss cocks a brow at Cabancho and says, as she's walking by, "I'd be careful. That's you have the cunning of a fox. That little friend of yours is a squirrel." And she proceeds to, clean up.
I mean, is there anything we can do to make amends?
And Geistweiss says, "I think you've done enough. Have a lovely stay at the library."
I check on how mad she is.
Insight check. Is she gone?
She's literally right over here, bending over to pick stuff up.
This is gonna be on that right here. Like, is she gone yet?
Yeah, so Lonnie, she definitely isn't that upset with Cabancho, but she seems like she might have a much lower opinion of Tento.
That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, like if it's just Sento, then fine. If we're all in trouble, I'm not
Damn.
taking the fall for Cabancho
Damn.
for Tento's dumb.
I see how you all are.
Cabancho's
What?
dumb.
What do you mean you all? That's just
You
that's just
all?
Lottie. That's just Lottie.
Look, I'm not the one who trespassed. Okay, I'm just saying I don't want to be in trouble for shit that you all did.
That. You know what?
Also, you
That's fine.
trespassed
That's
before.
fine. That's fine. We can let that statement stand.
See, as soon as she leaves, you see just Tento like appear. She gone yet? She angry?
I go with the Tentos like, yeah. So she's pretty mad. I
Man,
would
damn it,
definitely
Lonnie was
recommend.
about to lie and say no, she's fine.
She's pretty mad. I would highly recommend putting in a donation. They do not like people down there.
You should put a sign up or something then.
That's what I said. But no, but for real,
There.
you really put in a pretty generous donation to the library, Tento.
I don't think the library needs it. He looks around. Shit, this thing's place is bigger than almost as big as our castle.
But if I don't want to ruin the chances of Lonnie and Zion looking through the library, so I think you should you should bring something to the table.
Down there.
What?
What?
Is Lonnie curious about downstairs? You want to go down?
You want to go down?
No.
You think to put a sign there now?
Are you like telepathic bonding this, or I mean that's
No.
going out pretty soon. All right, we all are still standing
Lonnie's
like
whispering.
you guys are
this.
standing 10 feet away from people bending over to pick up the stuff that got knocked
That's
over in the
5
fight.
feet of isolation, Lee.
Yeah, you might want to not do that. Is all I'm suggesting. All right. Oh, Zion. Yeah. Give me a
So
yes.
just like, yeah, I'm done here.
All right, Zion. Give me an investigate roll to familiarize yourself with the library. All right, so Zion, you quickly find some likely books. You zoop and zap around, and find yourself on the third floor with like a bundle, and you're by the big cutout that leads down to the lower zone. You see the machine of no name that waves. It was following Lonnie, but now it's just kind of chilling by the front desk.
Poor machine trying to keep up with the freaking 80 run speed.
Yeah. So, yeah, Zion, you've got a nice collection of books, and you hunker down, and you roll me 3 more investigate rolls to see how well your research goes. And actually, no, it's 3 history rolls.
History.
Okay, so you just want to know about talismans in general? Or is this like specifically nautical or related talisman?
The talismans I saw on the tree.
Oh, yes, okay. The divine bindings of the way can be used to hold shut rifts between our realm and those beyond, such as the Hells, the Feyways, or even the far sky itself, although most will burn up in the effort if an angel tries to come through. These talismans must be scribed with intent and special inks on properly prepared parchment to hold fully. Any lack of quality in any respect to its manufacture will quickly splinter and result in failure within a period of time ranging from seconds to weeks. These talismans are normally invoking the divine tongues and utilize the word itself. However, the talisman format can be transferred across language in a similar sense to somatic spell components, and I would say Zion gains a basic understanding of these talismans and could attempt to put spell wrought tattoos on them with the right ink, with the right materials. All right. So, pop me You just want to know about like nature and shit, right? You want to know about them creatures in the sea. Roll me 3 nature. Meanwhile, downstairs. So Zion is absolutely just fucked off to go do research. What are y'all 3 up to?
We're not getting kicked out. We're gonna also do research.
Yeah, I typed out.
Yeah, one of the scholars does walk over and says, "Excuse me, are you riding a wolf indoors?" And Lumi kind of like sticks out her tongue, and like
had to get somewhere quickly.
Yes, but
there
I mean,
was an emergency earlier.
But the claws could scratch up the fine.
Hey, don't you have some papers
stonework.
to clean up or something?
The scholar says, well, yes. But
Thank you.
But that doesn't mean that I'm going to turn a blind eye to things like people raising their voices in the library or wolf riding. I mean,
I'll
She's
be
not doing
sure to let the dust spirit continue to wreak havoc for as long as possible the next time in order to maintain decorum in a library.
Well, I appreciate
disturbing it for a brief moment and have you guys have a lot of books ruined in the short time that took.
Well, I appreciate that you've learned your lesson, because quite frankly, some people have never had to try and treat parchment with wolf piss in it. Or the ammonia. He continues to clean stuff up.
I mean, you could try again if you like.
And I will definitely be sure to know that simply riding a wolf and walking around with the wolf suddenly equates to the wolf pissing
about
on all your books.
He looks at Geistweiss and he says, why haven't you thrown them out? She's brought an animal inside. And Geistweiss sighs and says, I'm making a special exception. Please do not antagonize the scholar any further, friend. I'm already looking the other way.
And I will also be sure to note
I'm
that
already
my
looking the other way, she
I
said.
also be
I
sure
I
to
just
note
grabbed
that my
Lonnie. I'm
religious
like, Lonnie,
practices are not welcome here. And
And-
Lonnie
Lonnie.
will just walk off.
I am very sorry for my friends.
She
We
kind
will
of,
try to minimize our disturbance.
yeah, she kind of gives Kabancho a look like you'd better go take care of that.
Lonnie is
Tento,
grumbling
big donation.
about.
Wait,
Big
what are you looking at me
donation
for?
for Lonnie's sake too.
Lonnie is just grumbling about how this is why she hates cities and stuff, and just people aren't this stuck up in the forest, and people aren't this judgmental and shit about all this crap, and she's just gonna mumble her way
As soon
to
as
looking up to trying to find the religious section.
All right, yeah. So you find, yeah, you find that a lot of the classical texts on religion are in the outer scroll pavilions, and you see that the one to the east is probably the one that you want. So, you know, you might get better directions if you talk to the librarian directly, but maybe you don't want to go do that right now. So, yeah, there's some people here chilling, and there's you. Roll me 3 religions in a row.
Can Lonnie guidance this?
Yeah.
Can Lonnie guidance each one, or is it like
You guidance each one. Zion, roll me 2 more natures. And so Kabancho and Tento, what are you two doing while everyone else is deep in the research?
I typed up the research I wanted to do, but I'm gonna go to the 4th floor to the Anarch section.
Mhm.
Specifically looking for what did I type? For the spider's cut.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the name was before that, but looking for that
Yeah,
blade.
you're
Jesus
looking for the spider
Christ.
cutting blade.
And then after that, without really asking for directions, gonna try to look for any books about the Rebel Blade in Akechi.
without really asking for, I like how you just had to point that part out.
I mean, that's something that I want to look up without bringing attention to it. So
All right, so
You're gonna have to
Intento, what are you
specify that.
doing while everyone spreads out to do research?
Tenta will start looking for books that's talking about blood curses or explosive chemicals.
We're swooning
All right,
mermaids.
roll me investigate, just sort of like grope about, and Kabancho also roll me investigate to grope about. You see Zion on the 3rd floor looking through books.
Really? 14?
Kabancho, you are kind of like rummaging around when this person right here looks at you and says, "I'm sorry, are you looking for something in particular there, or?"
Yes, I'm looking for books on Anorak culture.
You got the Anorak section. You've already got those, but you're looking
Oh.
for the Rebel Blade now.
That's how lost he is.
Sorry, I thought we were still on that part.
No, sorry, you find them. You were directed directly to them.
I'm looking for on the topic of sword saints and their history and
Well, I mean,
various stories.
there are a few very well-known ones. Although, did you know that Akechi, the rebel saint, is actually from the Slim Circle? Yes, from a small fishing village on the coast of Safu province.
He sounds like he has a very interesting story.
Oh, yes, indeed. Well, and one that's not so popularly spread, shall we say, in most circles, but there's no censorship here at the Great Library of Mirko. The Viceroy would not stand for it. If you go and to the outer pavilion to the east, you'll find old scrolls relating to the story. You should find some others about similar saints as well.
I'd appreciate it. I've heard of a story of the shit, I can't remember her name.
The one who
The one that
plays
is
Senjin.
now in Senjin, yeah.
And she says, "Oh yes, the Mountain Saint. Yes. What about her?"
Oh, I just heard some rumors recently about her, and I just piqued my interest.
Oh,
Sword saints are very interesting, and
perhaps
I feel like they live lives and then should be respected.
Indeed, and she strokes her chin. and she says, "Huh, you wouldn't have happened to be in Safu province recently, would you?"
Not recently, but I've
Oh,
traveled through there
yes. Well,
last year.
Marasatochi has recently had a bit of an incident, and some have begun to claim that the saint has returned.
They can return?
Well, that's part of the controversy. Some people are saying what they're talking about would be tantamount to necromancy, but there are instances of guardian spirits interlinking with dying individuals. They're all legends and fables. I doubt it can really happen. I suspect that what's happened is this individual has rather had a vision from the saint and perhaps even received some sort of boon or benediction from her and is now convinced that it's happening. That, or to be quite frank, she leans in and says, it's sometimes tried to be used as a cover story for people who've been illegally resurrected. To think, people would spit on the underpinning of everything that keeps our society safe from the beasts like those in Kokoloi Forest. I mean, oh yes, everyone's gonna go resurrect their uncle. We'll have Zarzek's life drinkers sticking their probisci down our necks before you know it. Anyway, I'm sure that bounty huntress just had a choice friend, you know, a little undercover Saishi with a few hundred in diamonds in her pocket. And then when she died trying to hunt down that so-called master thief Tento, wound up in need of her services. They concocted a plan with the local authorities in order to save face.
Well, not the rumor I heard, but that is very interesting. Alright, now I have to read both scrolls. Are they in the same section?
Oh yes, you'll find them in the scroll cases.
I,
And yeah, so do you head over to grab them scrolls?
Yeah. Do I
Look-
find anything interesting about the spider's cut
Yeah. So first,
or it evolving?
so first off, let's scroll back to Zion. Zion, you're reading books, right? You're deep in the books. You're up on the upper levels. You're reading, and you are looking at creatures of the sea, and you find that there are many creatures of the sea, and they tend to not love fire or lightning. Some of them are more or less resistant.
very,
to those.
very frightening.
Normally, they're not resistant to it. In fact, and in general, the more scaly and firm ones, you need piercing or bludgeoning to break through. But
This
the
sorry,
but
is this
regular-
related to Zion's topic?
yeah, this is Zion looking at the animals and shit. Sorry, we're scroll up to Zion. Creatures in the sea. So you do note that among all of the creatures of the sea, however, one is feared above all. And did you make 3 nature checks?
Yes.
All right, you got a 16. No, you got a 26.
Yeah.
A 20. A
A
10.
10. And then a 25.
All right, so there are some gaps in your knowledge, but you get some good information. Widely regarded as the most fearsome of creatures, one of the last of the great deep ones that emerged to threaten the coasts in the times before the Albardian Empire's network was set up, or the Kehoe Empire's rather network was fully set up. And these were not creatures that walked onto the land like many, but rather those that dwelled within the deep. Grand leviathans known as Kraken. You know that the Kraken is a deep association with the primordial energy of the Tempest. And as such, the Kraken is immune to lightning and all non-magical basic attacks / bludge pierce. You also know that it cannot be frightened or paralyzed. They are intelligent and can understand a variety of languages, as well as speak telepathically without magic.
What was the thing that we fought in the lake?
That's a great question.
We never actually found out a name.
No, I legitimately don't remember, and I'm trying
Okay.
to look desperately to find a folder that might have a name in it.
It wasn't a kraken, though,
Oh.
right?
No, it was
So,
I know what it is.
it's
A
called-
thal. Sorry.
The Dream Eater?
No,
No.
that's the Thalosothero. Yes, you also researched the Thalosothero, and you learned that they have regenerative limbs, and that their various body parts can have regenerative properties. They are resistant to acid, but vulnerable to cold and fire. A lot of the more freshwater creatures require or creatures that can exist in fresh water require a more even temperature. Yeah, you learn about a few creatures that have resistances. You learn about creatures of the sea, and overall, you learn that creatures from the deep tend to have ways of seeing and communicating without being seen or heard, or have bioluminescence. Those normally have a natural defense.
I really
You
hope this
also
research
learn-
doesn't mean that Lee's planning on throwing a kraken at us.
The Ryaku,
Cool.
Seaborn have poison injectors in their thumb finger well. Yeah, that's more or less what you learn about nature in the sea in this city in Zion. Scrolling down to Kabancho. You look up a lot of stuff about Anorak culture as you're on your way to the scrolls, right?
Mm-hmm.
You learn the story you've heard before, which is that there's someone who was caught up in the tangle of Arachna's machinations. You're used to Arachna being depicted as a motherly figure who is defensive of the Anarax, right?
Mm-hmm.
But these works tend to paint her as, and these aren't the scroll ones in the religious stories, but these are commentaries later and other stories, other scholarly works, and they sort of depict her as a trickster god involved with the manipulation of fate. And they say that an individual caught up in the machinations of her evil, or of her vile ways, justly took up his blade and struck her, and managed to find the place where she lurks. And while he was cast eternally into an abyss, he took up his blade and cut a wound so deep in her that the blood eternally shed from the blade that struck her, and a mundane sword became magic from that moment. It was eternally a threat to all arthropods, and a tool to sever fate.
No one.
It's
And-
friendly.
Yeah, and generally speaking, you learn that people have a dim view of your patron goddess, and some people don't even think of her as a goddess, but rather as some sort of outer entity. And yeah, that's mostly just seems to be haters who think that. Doesn't seem like they have a reason.
Haters.
Fucking, yeah, just calling
They
them
just
straight
seem
up
like they're
haters is just
well, because
hilarious to me.
gods aren't common, and some people don't even think they exist. So the sort of cope that they deploy is, oh well, Arachna is some sort of entity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Kabanchi, you show up in the religion scroll section, but not before Lonnie's had a good time going at the scrolls. All right. Yeah, give me 3 religion, Lonnie.
I did, but I would be more than happy to re-roll
Oh
them.
no, yeah, because you got a 10. You got a
Yeah, I see a
23 in
23.
there and a 9. All right, so you don't
That's a
find any
one.
references to owls or other avians, but you do find a scroll which talks about the meeting at the lake. The meeting of the meeting of the Blue Moon Lake. A conclave of elves had gathered then to discuss stratagem, and whereupon one raised voice to consider the matter of divine powers, another spake, saying, "The echo cannot long trade upon the hollow where the hollowed must reside. They tread lightly, knowing that they will quicken the birth if they do not. This is an aberration, but the echo is not a lack, it is an anticipation. When the god not yet born arrives, we shall know deliverance. They hated this elf and their message, and decried it as fey cultism. None cared to hear these words spake from then, and those who agreed bit their tongue.
Hmm?
In the deepest cities of the Devuvion, however, where the treacherous dealers reside, there may yet hold strain of knowledge about this so-called deity and its anticipation, but the worship of anything related to the Fae, or worse yet, the acknowledgement that it could truly be divine, is so profane it is scarcely suffered, especially now in the times since the great betrayal and rift between the seasons of Elf. So yeah, you managed to hit on that one.
Where the fuck is the
The Devuvion, so like, if you go down, right? You dig down, you reach like diamond and stuff, right? And you get the magma, and there's like really heavy rocks, and then you seem like you can't dig anymore. Below that is where the Devuvion is. So yeah, got anything else?
Yeah, Lonnie is low key like, maybe this whatever this thing is, maybe it can't actually be this secret. Lonnie's gonna see if there's been any cases where someone like her got rid of their powers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the next trek that she wants to go on.
So we're cycling back in Tento. Everybody's deep in books. What are you up to?
So I want to do research on blood curses and or
Oh yeah,
explosive chemicals.
Your investigation gets you a 14. You do manage to find a book. It's not the book that you were expecting to find, but it is a book. Let me just determine something really fast. And that is in order. Oh. Pento.
Yeah.
You see
Is it cursed?
a red book with gold lettering on the cover and the symbol of a grail.
That sounds cursed as fuck to me. Let's go.
Okay, you pick it up and you begin to read. Yeah, and it is called. Oh, it is simply called the Litany of the Grail.
Oh.
And yes, it is the litany speaks of the ancient Degorians and those who brought forth the first communion in blood. It speaks to life everlasting, journeys unending, power unyielding, and the strength to drive out the beasts from the forests, the sea, the sky, the hells, and even the dark lurkers of the crypt. Those who lusted for the Grail's power, however, were least fit to hold it. Thus the temple of the Grail was erected, and it held there. And the litany is incredibly boring, and it names every single person who ever held custody of the Grail, with vast asides about ancient politics and culture that make no particular sense.
My favorite.
So roll me an int save to not get bored.
That sounds about right. Damn, all right. It's a lot more interesting than I thought.
You keep trained on it. Yeah. And this Grail, you learn from the later parts of the litany that the Temple of the Grail was sacked, and as the Iskadonians who sought it closed in, the priests tossed it into the sea rather than let it be taken. The Grail ever flows with blood, and it is said to leave a vast wake of it as it traverses the seas, tainting all it finds there. Some stories say the Mer peoples have found the Grail. Others, that it lurks in an unopened tomb in Iskadonia. But I know the truth, dear reader. The Grail awaits only the right hand to wield it. And no God. This is the power that you must seek. And you realize something, Tento, that you didn't necessarily realize before. This whole book is written in Degorian.
Oh.
And you've been reading
I don't know
it.
that language.
Yeah, you don't know that language, but you've been reading it. You blink hard, look down, and suddenly you don't know any of the characters, but you just read the whole book.
Gregorian was the language with the vampire.
Yep.
Huh.
It's
How the
the
fuck can you?
it's the native language of Iskadonia.
Wait, do I recognize that as Dragonian?
Yeah, you recognize it now as Degorian.
Okay.
You didn't while you were reading it.
Huh.
It does mention Iskadonia, but yeah. So meanwhile, Zion.
Meanwhile, Zion.
Zion, we're gonna clear you out, so I have to keep coming back up.
I am copying all this down so I don't forget it.
Boncho, you look for Anorak culture. Okay. Warforged course. All right. Zion. You you find a lot of good books, but one of them is you find one reference sheet, and it indicates Ravaran plate, and everything else in the reference sheet says where it went, but this one has had its storage place entirely blacked out. Aside from that, you find a Joseon treatise on the general concept of magical cores. The examination of the encirclement of powers and its alchemical applications, arcane and otherwise. You got a big book. Go downstairs with it? Okay. You have the reference sheet, and you know that there's something here about Ravaran plates that you think is related to Warforged, due to what you heard the guy earlier say. What do you do? What do you do with that knowledge?
I'll just make a mental note of it. Maybe go back later.
Finally.
And then I'll go help whoever needs help with their research.
Alright, and Kabancho.
Who do you run into first?
Kabancho, give me 3 religions in a row.
One. Good start. 2. Better start. 3. 20? No, that's a 1.
Yeah, so,
Good start, Shin. Good start. Good. Glad to see something's never changed.
this, you find a scroll, and it's a stage 1 of the 13 stages of Keshi's life. It speaks to a young man tired of casting his net for salmon, thirsting to cast his blade for a master. Upon an certain glade did he find, green and gay, a blade that burned as bright as his desire for justice. Though young, he took it up and practiced with it every day and every night without fail, until he could cut the cords of a hat turned behind the wearer without so much as clipping a hair on their head. Yeah, that's what you find.
Hey, Lee.
Yep.
Do you know what Akechi likes to add to his drinks? Just ice. Just I get it. Get it.
I do.
Get it. Get it.
We really do the bookend with the jokes there, aren't we? I love it. So, Lonnie Kabancho is here. He's looking up stuff. You're looking up stuff.
Well, you came back just in time, Casey.
And yeah, Kabancho doesn't seem to have found as much as he's looking for. Is there any outstanding items that I have not addressed yet?
Question about the text that I got. The when it says like aberration, like did it seem like just like like a general like, oh, that's an aberration, or like are they actually like legit talking about like, oh, this might be an aberration?
Is the text is ambiguous enough that it could go either way?
Okay. If Lonnie has time, I guess she'll address that later. But yeah, Lonnie does legitimately want to see if like there's been people like her who have gotten rid of their powers.
Sure. There are many stories of oracles here in the old religion section, and one person does note how many scrolls you have, and they ask, "Hey, what you looking for there, friend? I've been here a few times. Maybe I can help."
Just I like it's just like the story that I heard a while back, and just like I'm just like I don't remember a lot of the details, so for anything that might remind me of it, it's like kind of hard to get my thoughts together. So I don't know if you can really help, but thank you.
Damn.
And they say, "Oh, okay," and then walk away. You do not find yourself presently any better off. You feel as if though you either just had to spend a lot of time here to do more research, or come up with a new stratagem on how you're getting your information. Because you find other stories of oracles, but without poring over them for hours, you have no idea if these oracles wound up getting rid of their powers or not. And the odds are probably good that they didn't. There's lots of stories about oracles, but you don't know which one to look for.
Yeah, there's definitely more stuff that Lonnie wants to research, but I think everything just feels like it's going to take too much time when they have a prior arrangement now.
So, lots of research happens, and where does the group meet back up in the lobby after all that?
Lee, real quick. I think Darren had one last thing.
Yes, Darren.
I typed it in the chat. I wanted to do research on anything explosive. Well,
You did not manage to find explosives or acid or general blood curse information, unfortunately.
okay. Cool.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of
There is a cute librarian who likes one member of your party. Unfortunately, most of the other ones are pushing it far enough that you might not want to go ask her right now. I wonder if she might be a really good person to help people find things in the library.
I'll meet up with the group and ask them if they found everything they needed. If there's any topics they need help looking for.
All right, so the group, gathers up.
Oh, sorry. We both moved at the same time.
Yeah, I was throwing y'all over. I will bring Zion down. I assume 5 feet, and Sento. So, all right, yeah, you all gather up.
Did you guys find everything okay?
More or less. I wasn't expecting too much with the Anarch culture research, but I mean, I got information out of it.
No.
No.
Or questions?
Just no.
No. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, if there's anything in particular, you can tell me.
But there no
I
picture
might
books
know
for
where
you,
to
Darren.
find
Or
it.
sorry, Tanta.
I couldn't find a book about explosives. Yeah.
Explosives.
Yeah.
That might be a hard topic to find at a library.
I don't think so.
Maybe go ask that alchemist / tinker we saw on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I plan to go back to Mox was saying, and there are alchemists along that Silver Street, so we could try asking around there.
By the way, as you stand here and have this little conversation, you do note that there is a map, sort of on the wall.
It's the map.
What's on the map?
Quick, steal it. Wait, what?
Oh, researcher, when you attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, You also know where you can obtain it.
What
Yeah.
an interesting skill.
So
Yes.
Zion, it's back on.
It is
So,
a very
Oh.
background.
I guess
Of course
that
you have
would
that.
apply for Shin. I mean, Kabancho's.
what Cabancho is looking for, like information about the
Yeah.
Saints. Yeah, absolutely.
Or like the Anorak's culture.
You know that there is something called the silk scroll, the silk scroll of Fate's knife. Now this is an Anorak. This is an Anorak text normally not found in cities. However, the black slash or gash, depending on how I'm feeling when I type it, temple does have a copy.
Yeah, I'll tell Kabancho that.
Additionally, so what was the other stuff that he wanted?
Research about Akechi and the Rebel Blade.
Yeah, information on Akechi is available at this library. But most is not stored. Not stored with the other Saints. Level 1 Geek, thank you for the raid! Oh my goodness, everyone, say hello, Level 1 Geek. How are you doing, everyone? What are we playing? Doing a little D&D tonight? We're at the library. We had a big library session. They cleaned up. The librarian, she's not very happy with most of them. Geistweiss kind of looks at you all and like kind of rolls her eyes, but she just cock her brow. Little Cabancho, like, keep in line, Fox, and so you can play your cards right. And yeah, information on Akechi is in this library, but is not stored with the other Saints. Most of it is found in the upper floors. Based on Zion's knowledge as a researcher, it believes that the lower reaches of the library may contain certain information not deemed suitable for general public consumption.
Oh, so the place they were just at.
The forbidden section.
Kabancho, maybe you can use the letter to get in.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to push it here. We're kind of walking on thin ice, and I'm assuming you'd like to come back here, tomorrow,
Yes.
and not be kicked out forever.
Yes.
So maybe at the end of the trip. Well, maybe if we accrue.
Why are
favors.
we? Kabancho,
what?
we're not walking on ice.
Tento, you are.
What
Yeah, I
Kabancho
think
says
no.
is true.
Scout's right. I think Scout in particular may have
speaks
already
the
fallen
truth.
through.
That's why. See, this is why Zion's here to back me up. No, he's right. We're not walking on ice. What he said is factually true.
Yeah, no. Scout's right in his case. I think Scout's already fell through.
So, anyone else looking for particular information?
Yeah. You remember that mural we saw? I'm pretty sure Zion was the one that. Yeah, because like Zion took helped me take a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
I take a picture, I mean draw it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out more about that and like other stuff that's been going
Yes.
on, and Lonnie will just kind of like minor illusions, the spiritual weapon, and then appear. Yeah, just all.
Yes. And do you also minor illusion the stained glass, or maybe that's the mural, right?
Oh, right. The stained glass was a separate thing because I think I saw that with Tento.
Yeah, when you were inside, when you were in the Feyways, in the
that was
Archfey's
at the dinner.
palace.
That was at that dinner.
Yeah.
Lonnie will also describe that.
Yeah. It definitely sounds like some sort of great oracular heralded event. You think that Zion is probably held somewhere near the religion section. It's not in plain sight. Maybe there is something in plain sight. You just haven't noticed about the religion section yet.
I did see like a text that like made I don't know if they were like using aberration as like the type of like creature or like just using the word aberration.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like a religious thing anymore.
Yeah, if you want to analyze, if anybody wants to analyze that text when Lonnie shows it to them, they could give me either a religion or an arcana, depending on what you feel is more appropriate for your character's perspective. You might get slightly different information about it.
I was so hoping for another nat one. It would have been perfect.
Kabancho and Tento, you're like, could go either way. Maybe it means aberration is in an outsider or
If Zion looks like it's about to go look at the book, Molly's just gonna slap a guidance on Zion.
Since this is more, I think Zion would use religion for this.
Alright.
Lonnie just slaps his guidance on Zion.
Alright, roll that guidance dice.
Alright.
God damn. I know that this is like a hard topic to research IRL. I can't believe the dice are also being like, okay, but what if we make this as hard as possible?
I can add a flash of genius to that too.
Alright,
Make it a 22.
Let's see how high. Let's
Double
play a
that.
game. Our characters are level 9. Let's see how hard they can juice a roll. We start with 10. We get
And now
it's a
22.
18, and now 22.
And then-
Okay.
Yep.
So Zion, you look through and your
Damn,
eye
guys,
just
we're busted.
scanned the slap, and you recall your studies about elvish history as you have a flash of genius strikes you, and you recall something that you don't remember remembering, but feels like a nostalgic bit of cotton candy stuck in the gears of your brain cage. Zion just blurts out
can't be helped.
without even truly knowing where the knowledge coming from. The god of the Fae was rejected in principle by most. And you just know deep in your heart of hearts, Kabancho, they're not talking about a literal aberration, but they might be using it to describe it in an unkind way. You think that they more suspect it to be either an outsider or a legitimately divine being, kind of like a dragon. It's not necessarily a nice divine being, but it's divine.
Lee, did you mean to say Zion or Kabancho?
I meant to say Zion there, fuck.
Okay. I'm like, I don't mind the insight, but I'm like, that's a little weird
That's
coming to my
interesting.
direction.
That's interesting to know. Thank you.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? So this is what you think, Zion. They're definitely referring to some sort of god of some sort of deity that they just don't like. But maybe they're trying to talk about it like it's a giant demon, but they don't mean that like it's an animal that got transformed or anything when they say aberration. Or like a weird alien. They mean like a divine entity.
Divine.
Yeah. Some kind of divine being. Maybe I can help you tomorrow when we have more time to browse.
Yeah, speaking of which, what time is it at this point? Because I think we're supposed to meet up for dinner.
So it's
Is it like nightfall at this point?
It's like early afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Lonnie's just gonna get like really frustrated when like Zion just says like it's a divine being, and it just like starts off on a rant like about how long she's been looking at like all these religious texts and there's like clues and stuff and like what like are they like should she go look in the temples now? Is it even gonna like work this time?
Jeez, Lonnie. I didn't know this was eating up so much. You okay?
This particular being is not spoken well of. So you might not find anything about them in temples.
There's another point that is very apparent to you, Zion, in a way that just sort of flows to surface, which is this entity doesn't exist, ... yet. Or rather, it's coming into existence. And this has been a long process, but it's been further from existing at every point in history before now. Meaning, on some level, they would have had to be speculating about this entity one day existing.
Hmm.
Also, one thing that's saying on you, Kabancho, that you sorry, I keep reading Kabancho in the chat. Zion, I was saying to you, Zion is the echo is absolutely a derisive way of referring to the Fae, because in Elvish cosmology, the word creates the world, but the echo of the word creates the Fae, and that is why the Fae are too perfect and yet warped, real and yet unreal.
Mhm.
They have their own realm that is unwhole. So the Fae are referred to as echoes by them. That's the thing a Fae would like to be called, but
Yeah, I can help you tomorrow when we have more time.
Lonnie mutters a very reluctant thank you and
Oh.
just goes to collect her that she probably had scattered around while she was doing all the
Zion.
research.
Zion, you can read a Draconian, right? Or whatever it's called. Is it Draconian? Yeah.
Degorian.
Degorian, sorry. Degorian,
No.
right? No.
Zon can speak Draconian though.
Oh, Draconian. Yeah, Dragonian.
What? No,
Not
it's different language.
Yeah, that
Not
I said it
not
wrong.
Sorry, I was making fun of Darren, not Tento.
Yeah.
In character taunts. In character taunts.
You can't? I thought you did.
No, I can speak Kiho, Viho, and Akan.
Oh, I just imagine like he just starts spitting like
Yeah,
a
it starts
giant
saying
list.
things.
It's like this
Um,
one, this one, this one, this
I
one.
think he's talking about when you talk to the dragon.
No.
Use-
The language the vampires speak.
No, but like
The Skidonian language.
Yeah, this
didn't you
Skidonian language.
use a spell at some point that lets you speak things that you don't normally?
I don't have that spell.
What do I think you did? I thought I guess I just assumed that you could speak like all the languages for whatever reason.
That would be very helpful in my studies.
That will be Lonnie one day, but not yet.
Well, I found this weird book. Talks about like
Could put it back. This
yes.
is a library, not a bookstore.
I mean, in a library you can borrow books, can you not?
Lonnie is gonna go ask, like, is just gonna go ask the clerk, and it will make note to speak very politely.
All right, so she says, "Hello there. Can I assist you in your search?"
I think we're done looking for today, but there's definitely a lot of the regions that we're interested in. Is there a way to like borrow the books to return later, or is this everything right over here?
She says, "The scrolls from the pavilion will need to be returned. You can't leave with those. Some of the books, however, can be checked out in the event that we consider you to be a person in good standing who is not going to leave with them." She looks kind of like past all of you, Kabancho, and says, "I think that all things considered, we can trust you. We are appreciative of everything that you have done today. Well, we are appreciative of several of the things you've done today."
Also,
fair.
does
I
that,
love that correction.
also
that's
low
fair.
key out of character? Damn it! Is someone else flirting with Cabancho?
Yes, someone else is definitely playing Kabancho.
Listen, when a man walks in on 6 to 8 legs, all right, it's pimped out in the silk coat.
Wait,
It's
Kabancho, do you have
people feel
like-
things.
wait, Kabancho,
just
do
all
you
of those
vary your
attracted
legs?
to the men. They're specifically looking for the 6-legged men. Just I'm
Yeah,
sorry if you're a male and single. That's why.
I got legs for days, you know.
Wait,
And-
Camacho,
Tento,
do your
you
legs
just-
vary? Do you have 6?
The anorak walked into my office. They had legs from the front of their body to the back.
Tento, what are you
So-
talking about?
Oh my
no,
god.
I have the same amount of legs every day.
We absolutely
Are you
need
sure?
to do like the noir high road episode. Oh my god.
Okay. Well, once I hear that, I was like, can I check this book out?
Just everyone in this world is secretly a monster fucker.
Yes.
I mean, secret.
There's no kink shaming
Okay, that's fair.
here.
They're not being very secretive about
Yes.
it.
You just say yes.
So,
I just showed Lee. Can I check out this book?
and you show her the golden red one, right?
Yeah.
You hold up this tome. It's brilliant red cover and golden etching. Looks over it and she says, "Oh yes, the litany. A fan of Degorian history and religion, are you?"
Yes.
It's a good read for those who know the language. I found it was in an archaic form, but I managed to get through it.
Yes. I almost fell asleep at some point, but I was able to try to do too.
Well, I think you'll find that much satisfaction can be found in discipline and rigorous study. Helps keep the idle hands busy.
She says as like Tento's like throwing the juggling the book. What?
I would laugh if that was actually Thieves' Camp.
Looks very meanfully at Kabancho as if though shit is your responsibility, dog. Like,
I nudged Tento. I'm like, Tento, donation.
What? For what?
For all the trouble you cause.
You were there too.
Yeah, and you caused more trouble.
No, I didn't.
all right.
Does she does she does she give a reaction when he says you're there too?
She is kind of like her eyebrows continuously raised.
I
It is
mean,
going
I
on
openly
even
said-
further
And
beyond.
and then she looks at Lonnie and Zion and says, "Is there anything else I can help you two with before you?"
I did not hide the fact that I was down there too. I said we.
Oh, okay, right.
Also, may I ask the name of your wolf? Let me fix up a little.
Or I mean, I guess if you want her full name is Luminara, but I just call her Lumi usually.
Well, Luminara, I would like to apologize. And Lumi kind of like perks up and says, "Earlier there were disparaging remarks made about wolves. However, you have
Fucking-
obviously conducted yourself with, frankly, better conduct than several people I've seen today who walk on two legs. So,
so much shit.
my
Tento's
greatest,
still like throwing the book around.
my greatest
It
appreciation.
seems lighter than I thought.
You meet someone and something new every day. And Lumi just looks very smug. It's very smug
As
smug
she
wolf
should.
hours.
She should look very smug. She deserves it.
I mean, she is a rather intelligent wolf. Although I guess like I'm a little, I'm sorry, I got a little defensive about it. I forget that not all wolves are as smart as her.
Yes, we need to understand that this library is a very old institution, and any damage to its edifice or contents is something that the scholars here take seriously. Many of them live out most of their days with the library engaged in their task. I myself have devoted my life to the structure, so we take it very seriously in terms of our need to defend this place.
This is out of character, but my first reaction was, "Have you tried telling them to touch some grass?"
Okay.
I was gonna ask, like, is Tento laughing out loud or?
No, I'm not gonna say that because
You would be in such deep trouble.
Rude.
Uh,
That's just the first thing that came to my head. I was like, "Yeah, I tried asking them to touch some grass might help."
yeah.
Yeah.
So, you guys, are like sat here talking, right?
Yeah.
And in the background, as you're getting ready to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see there's a group of people wearing like fairly like middle of the road robes and kimonos, but you do note that they all have a sword or two at their hip, who are kind of walking up.
Are they like
Aw.
having like a hostile stance? Are they like
They just seem-
thug life coming in?
Okay.
I mean,
You need
they-
to calm down.
they definitely look like they have like the Edo era Japan version of the thug life walk going on.
Like, I own this street. I'm coming in.
To an extent. Oh, they're guarded. They're more reserved. As yeah, you see. Are you shitting me? Did none of my fucking token photo?
A
Am I a
hooded
joke to
figure in
you?
white.
Am I a joke to you? Where are all my fucking dudes? All my apes gone. Oh, you're gonna fuck me right now. At the end of the session. Maybe some. Point is, you see this group walking up, and this woman, who has at her hip ebon-hilted katana, and a wakizashi besides, who walks in the door, flanked by several people. And they stand there, and the librarian says, "Oh, hello. Is anything I can help you with?" She says, "Why, yes. As a matter of fact, there is. We're looking for text related to the legendary arms." "Oh, of course." And she starts to, rattle off references. As this happens, right? There's a central desk, and she looks at you guys, and she gives
Spiders.
you a
Or
nod.
Spiders. Spiders Cut was part of the legendary arms, right? Because that one kiddo that was looking for
Well,
it.
Spider Cutter was, but
Oh,
Spider's
Spider Cutter.
Cut didn't exist until Kabancho was reborn.
But also, like, Rebel Blade is also part of this
Uh-huh.
whole thing, right? Did
Yes,
they
it is.
dress similar to that guy that we kind
Well,
of just beat up on?
they don't seem to have a uniform per se, but they do sort of
I mean,
actually.
we also have
Unicorn?
a
Actually,
size
the,
of
the closer
one.
you look, the more you're like, huh. They're wearing sort of like a certain kind of getup, and they're all wearing like a fairly traditional pair of long, short swords, and they all hold themselves with a stance that says they know how to use them. And that's another ebon-hilted katana, which means ebon-hilts mean masterworks, means masters. So, at least by someone's standard, this woman is a swords master.
So I
Hey,
presume
aren't
both
the-
of Kabancho's sword right now have even hilts.
Wait a minute. Oh shit, yeah, wait, Kabancho, what weapons are you rocking right now?
You see
the
them?
Rebel Blade is in personal dimension right now because I was able to luckily
Mhm.
get a good roll.
'Cause,
But the Spider's Cut is on his side.
if Lonnie knows is in time, she wants to minor illusion a different color hilt.
Alright, so you
What
wanna
are we doing?
you wanna downgrade the color of his hilt to be like, just kidding.
Literally any other color. She doesn't know what other color, but if she recognizes that that's how the other guy recognized that he had a cool sword, she's just going to literally change it to any other color.
Do you
Does Kibancho notice this?
Wait, does the
Well, actually, yeah, Masuda would look across and say, "That's a fine sword you have there." And Kabanshi, you instinctively look down and you see, hey, the hilt is gold. It's not an ebon hilt anymore. What's going on?
Okay, so I've used mind illusions before, so I can make a good assumption of what's going on, and I do not move. At least not my waist.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, good, because I can't help you then.
I'm glad I noticed it because I would have just walked and it would look super weird.
Floating gold hilt and nothing else.
Yes. I like to be armed for my travels. There may be a piece at the moment, but threat is always in the air. I see you
Yes.
yourself are well armed.
I am. I'm a dedicated lieutenant of a sword school. It is lamentable that we live in such times where even in peace there are the dangers of war. But one can dream, she says, leaning in slightly, of a better world, I suppose. Of a world where we don't have to fear such things. That's what I believe. And she looks at you as if though to appraise it, and she says, "A world where we know an end to warring masters, and needless pain for the innocent. Kind of like gauges your
Clean.
response.
Feeling awfully philosophical there, aren't we?
I think you'll find, my friend, that a life that squanders the opportunity to philosophize is hardly life at all. And one of her several backup dancers says, "Wow, Masoto, that's great teachings." And someone says, "I am honored to study under Lieutenant Masoto."
Chicken Poncho, how do you think her head fits in here?
Wait, what did you say?
Because she's got a big ego.
Oh, fuck. I thought you said hip, and I got
No,
really
head.
confused.
Head,
I'm like,
head.
what?
How do you think she got her head in here?
Does Tento say that out loud?
I mean, if she can hear me say it to Cabancho, sure, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah,
Because Kabancho. Oh, okay. You moved up closer to Kabancho. I'm like, holy shit.
yeah, she kind of cocks her brow, and she says, "I see your friend here is a fan of idle words, but make no mistake." She shrugs and says, "My companions merely regard me this way because I am their superior and I have taught them much. But the reality is there is always someone who knows more, someone else to learn from. We would do well to remember this." And all of there's 5 of them
They
inside,
clap.
and they all nod sagely at this.
I agree. There's always something to learn, and I like to think life is mostly just a
highway?
dedication to. Wait, what?
Life is a highway.
Oh my god, yeah. So
It's about the simple dedications and holding that discipline.
she nods and she says, "So right. Think, if you will, of the people of the land who work so hard that we might eat. Think of the people who build the roads, who maintain our homes. They work so hard, and what do they receive in return? Chaos and danger in the land." And at the end, she's like, "Oh yes, that's very good." And she's drawn up a little piece of paper on a little ye olde wooden clipboard. And she says, "And here you are." And she's like, "Ah yes, very good. Oh, and where are my manners? I am Masoto." And she gives a small bow, reciprocated by Geisweiss slimly, who says, "And I am Geisweiss. Pleasure to meet you." And she says, "Well, we have much to research, but perhaps we'll meet again on the road." And Masoto and the gang kind of walk by. And
As they walk by, I just give a simple nod and just turn my head towards Tento as if I'm about to speak to him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, was that a masterwork sword she had in her on her?
Yeah, it looked like it. After they take their 5-foot step of isolation.
Yeah, once they're moving away, yeah. They disappear somewhere on the second floor.
Did she tell you what school she came from?
She neglected to say which school, but I think we can make a guess on which one. I look at Lonnie and I'm like,
I don't like to think it's that.
I'm not making guesses. I just don't
What are the
right
chances, though?
now.
Wait, oh, we're over there. Why'd you get over there? I guess we're walking and talking. What are the chances,
Walk
though?
and talk, yeah. Geisweiss waves goodbye and says, "Have a nice trip, Cabancho. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hopefully under less blustery circumstances."
I doubt it.
Yes. I
She rolls
hate
her eyes.
to
Go on.
I hate to bring in prejudice, but
Mm-hmm.
the folks that just came in highly resemble some people we've met on the road, and they were very strong-headed and very zealous about the legendary arms. It did
Nods.
come to blows, so I don't know if you have guards here.
She says, "Oh, don't worry. The Eisenstaub, every time it was destroyed, would simply reappear. So we stopped bothering to destroy it because it was causing more issues to the library. But there is a reason that these tomes remain unstolen."
That's very
Ooh.
reassuring.
"I appreciate you informing me, but of course, this library is sacred neutral ground. well, sacred in the civic religion sense, not to any particular religion. But I assure you, I will not allow it to be sullied by any petty conflicts, secular, religious, or otherwise. But I do appreciate being informed.
Well, I hope you have a good day, and hopefully we can come back tomorrow with more curiosity, but maybe more in line. I look at Tento.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Improvements across the board, she says, also looking at Tento. As any
Yes.
final words as you guys step out into the street?
Just so we know for the future, if there's a white magic wall, like that's common around here, right?
Oh, what?
I wouldn't call it common, but it does mean you should not pass further.
I thought that was pretty
Okay.
obvious.
Look, there's a difference between people not wanting us to pass further and just it would be good for us to not pass further.
Yeah.
We
I was about to say,
sorry,
I think
we just assumed that there might have been more nefarious force at work.
That was just because Tenta was curious and he really didn't care if he got in trouble.
Lonnie is
But
saying this
that's-
is because we thought we
Yeah,
just
so
assumed that there
is
were.
that the last
Yeah,
thing
no.
you say as you step out into the street?
Was that an in character thing you were saying or an out of character thing you were saying?
No, she
Okay.
no, she is just saying, and she just wants to know if there is something else in this thing. Is this just a library thing, or is this a citywide thing that we should?
She says, the wards of the library are its own. But in general, if you find a magical barrier set up in a house, I'd ask the owner before going forward. And yeah, with that, you guys cross the threshold onto the street, and you look out with new eyes over a city of wonder and splendor, where there may indeed be weird magic walls behind any turn. And as you look out over the city, you think, hey, did you see a map back in there? We might want to look at that.
Oh, I thought we did.
Oh,
I
you
wanted
guys.
to
Said
look
you
at the
wanted
map.
to look at the
Oh,
map.
you did? Okay. Then in that case, as we do feedback phase, I will leave you
Ooh.
with a certain view. Which is to say, you guys get the whole map revealed. And for a brief time, you can look at it like this.
Zion, do you actually would I know this? I don't know if I would know this. How many magical trinkets do you have active?
What do you mean?
Because you could technically make a picture of the map and pass it to each of us, and we just have a magical map of the city, a photographic map of the city.
I can only have 3 active at once.
Do you have any active currently? Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
Yeah,
I
a lot.
Plenty.
Yeah, so you now see a street level map of the city.
Oh my god!
This is huge.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, this is bigger than I expected.
All the red names disappeared. I don't know if that's on purpose or not.
All the labels disappeared.
There's
We
Eddie
just kinda
Murphy.
see the area.
Yes, because that's the idea map, whereas this is the true map.
Okay.
Most of them have a color reference, although I didn't do a great job on it. But I can now flip you back and you can look. This is the idea map fully revealed.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there's a gold street. What you glimpsed earlier was the court of the viceroy. There are outer palaces to the north, wharfs, selected docks, the whole 9 yards. The slip port, the south dock, canal's end, and the Black Ash Temple. And more await. So, with all of that, it's time for us to go and do a little feedback phase. I'm gonna say we start with Casey, left to right.
It was fun. I like the idea of like combat where like we had to be very mindful of what attacks we used. So it's kind of before we got to just like go ham on everything, but now it's just like yeah, I guess we actually need to limit our set now. So that was fun. It's nice being to do research again because yeah, didn't think about like what everyone else wanted to look up, but yeah, just a lot of us are curious about different aspects. So it's nice to have a place to get possibly more straightforward answers.
You're cutting down a little on the volume, by the way.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, just it was just nice for like a place to like, try to get more straightforward answers. Because there's definitely stuff that all of us are curious about. Um, and yeah, it was. I think you handled like jumping around everyone's topics fairly well. I'm I'm looking forward to I guess the rest of the city because this like it's just nice being in the big city for once because I think this is our first time being in a place like this. Yeah, and the Zion's research about about all the sea creatures makes me nervous for the water adventure, but also excited. So.
What? You don't want to fight a kraken?
I
Every
don't think
adventurer's dream.
I don't think we're equipped to fight a kraken yet.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'll ask later.
All right. With that, Darren.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
I like the touch grass moment. That escalated de-escalated very quickly. It's very funny. The library was interesting because it brought brought a lot of information that we wanted and some that we didn't want but got and I'm curious about.
Especially got the most important part, grass lore.
Yeah, grass lore. Yeah, grass lore. That's very important. But I thought it was a lot of fun RPing. Hopefully the librarian won't be too angry by the end of this. And well, that's it for me. It was a lot of fun RPing.
All
I like
right.
Zion's bit too. That was fun.
All right, Shin.
Hey, I also like this session. I was surprised that we had a lot of ideas for research. Because originally only like a few of us. Well, actually that's not fair. Most of us did want to go to the library, but I don't. It didn't seem like we all had like objectives at the library. But it was nice to see that everyone had something to do and research. I appreciate the information and how you presented everything. One, I guess, feedback slash recommendation is maybe we can have a turn order like on a combat tracker, just so that we don't like skip past anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's a way for you to like display text onto the map. Well, I know you can like hand draw something in. I was more hoping like a field text.
Like a text box with the stuff that I'm writing on the map.
Yeah, so like so that you don't have to like keep scrolling up the chat, see what we wrote, and then like doing the whole back and forth. Because that seemed to jostle you a little bit.
Yeah, it did. Good point. Good point. I think that.
I don't really know a good way to do that on Foundry because I don't know how to use Foundry, but
Would be too hard.
maybe there's something. Maybe it was something worth looking into.
Yeah, you can place text boxes. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for example.
This is a nice RP, nice little bit of combat. I'm excited. Like this, like the fact that you have this map, the like amusement park style map, and like having all this detail out is a lot. It looks like a lot of work and dedication went into it, and I appreciate it. I'm excited to explore it, but you did mention that we don't have to go everywhere. But it does feel like we're at an amusement park. We want to go everywhere.
You can go to Disneyland again next year, son.
No, we gotta go now. But yeah. But I'm very excited to explore the city and see what it holds.
Excited about the amusement park style map and the per street style map. Yeah. All right. And yeah, excited to see. Oh, very good. All right. I think it's Kai's turn.
Yeah, I enjoyed the RP of this session, and finally doing what Zion does best: research.
You know, the scholar that goes around punching children.
What's the rest of y'all have as your backgrounds? Like your background feeds? Like, have you guys ever used those?
That's
I'm a street
very
urchin.
push.
Do you guys even remember
I
that?
think Street Urchin might have come up once during the first session. You guys were escaping the city, maybe? No, yes. Actioros? Question mark?
Mm. But yeah, I appreciate the way you presented the information. Though I think I probably should have given you the topics that I wanted to research beforehand, so you can prepare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
we
we
all
can do
talked
between the
ab-
sessions for the next round. I just wanted to give you guys something. Because I could have just been like, we'll do this between sessions, but like, where we were, it felt like I needed to give you something.
Mhm.
We all
Yeah.
also like talked about it, but I think we all also just forgot about
Yeah.
doing it.
Also, at
so-
the end of last session, it sounded like the consensus was no, we're going to go straight to the palace. So I was actually preparing the library this whole time, thinking they might not get to this until the session after. But no, we got here.
Yeah. I think it was just really fun session overall. It was not too intense, just relaxed session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to this whole city.
All right. Well then, with that, I believe that. And do you have a way to copy this map precisely when you look at it? Anyone?
What do you mean?
Screenshot?
No, I mean like in
No, like in game.
in care. Did you guys have a reason to be able to perfectly recall it?
No.
No one has the wanderer feat, right?
It is gone to the shadow realm. Haha. You can look at it again when you're in the library, or when you find a way to make a copy, or buy one from someone. All right, but you have the idea map fully revealed still, because like you know what every district is now. But as you may have noticed on that other map, there are connections between these districts not displayed in this major Kludge map. So like, you know, maybe the Purse Street map could really help you out in a few situations if you're trying to get around. I don't know. Anyway, that is it for tonight. Thank you all for streaming with us here, and we are going to stream it forward, as it were. Going to raid the Quelmar realm. They're playing on D&D. Let's go say hello. I will see you on the far side, dreamers.